J-Moore, the very best reviews. Tell them none can contest, we gon'
What's good, everybody? Welcome to the show. Appreciate everybody for coming through. We got a lot to talk about this past week. And of course, I'm going to put the link in if you want to come up and chat with your boy. I'm going to talk about a few wild news stories that's going on in the world, as well as doing some reactions to the wild stuff that is going on the internet, from YouTube videos to all kind of little videos that they got out there, TikTok and all of that stuff. And break it down, have a little fun, and chop it up with you guys, and you know, talk about what's going down. Hopefully, pretty soon, some of the shows that we usually watch and talk about come back on so that we can at least pass the time with a little entertainment that we all share. Because let me tell you, it's a lot of stuff going down. It's getting real in the field out there, boy. I'm telling you. And you got to kind of keep your head on the swivel and keep it together, because if you absorb too much of this stuff going on, man, it may bring you down, drive you crazy, get you sad, depressed, all of that stuff. So you definitely don't want that to happen. And with that said, let's get into a couple of these stories to begin with. And I appreciate everybody for coming through as always. And if you're watching, whether you're watching live or on the replay, I appreciate you for coming through. Now, this first story, I'm going to kick it off with. It's pretty wild, pretty insane, if you ask me. But that's the thing. I'm watching this show on HBO called Neighbors, and it's interesting. It's a real show, basically documenting neighbors all across the country and their conflicts. And each episode is a new conflict. It seemed like on this one, it's on these people from arguing about Halloween to the neighbor arguing about a wall up, all kind of silly stuff. But my point is, you never really know what people are going through and what's on the person's mind. Um, and so you just got to be careful out there. I mean, this dude walked up to my car the other day at the gas station as if he wanted to do something. Why? Because I was bagging in, and I guess he tried to pull up and take the space, but I bagged in. But then the person behind me moved, so I just kept bagging up and let him get in the front one. And dude walked up staring at me like, man, that could have really went south in a lot of different ways. But he walked off with his little drawn on, colored in beard. And I'm glad he did walk his ass off. Anyway, this dude on the first story, I just pushed the wrong button. The first story tonight is this man died after cutting off his own little dangalang. He cut that dangalang off in downtown LA. I mean, who thinks of that, let alone is able to do it? I mean, I couldn't complete that task if I had to. I actually got a dangalang story to share with y'all. Damn, I ain't got. I do got one right here, but I'll show you my dangalang story in a second. But first, let's get to this man's dangalang story. So, this man cut his dangalang off, died from self-mutilation in downtown Los Angeles. They had to cover that up. I don't know. He didn't cut that weenus off. It say a man in LA died Friday night after cutting off his own dangalang. They say The LA Police Department received a call about a man harming himself in downtown LA around 3:40 a.m. After arriving on the scene, they set up a white tent to keep onlookers from seeing the man's body, though a videographer at the scene captured pools of blood staining the sidewalk. Why they just didn't take him away? Why they put up a tent? That's probably the first tent he had. Probably was homeless. He had to cut that ding-a-ling off just to get a tent, to get some shelter. And say law enforcement tell TMZ the man cut off that wieners and then sliced his thrizzo and then stabbed himself with a sharp instrument. Dude, you talk about overkill. What? We're told he also tried to cut off his arm. What? How he got, what the heck? Boy, cocaine a hell of a drug, ain't it? That PCP ain't no jizzo. Damn. They say it's unclear at this time what he used to harm himself. Officers also do not know the man's motivation or if he was on drugs. What the heck is this? They trying to get me over here with a damn virus. They didn't know if he was on drugs. Let me help you out with that. Damn right he was on drugs. So, damn. What a shame. So, here's the thing, man. That's for one, that's real messed up. Oh, let me put the link in here so if anybody want to chat. But back to what I was saying earlier, you never know what somebody going through. Like I say, with this neighbor show, different things. You got to be nice to people. With old man with the drawn on beard, when he came up to me staring at me, I'm like, can I help you? Nah, you can't help me. Say, man, God bless you, man. Nah, don't bless me. You a trip. Dude, if you don't get up out of here, I'm gonna blow your dang-a-lang off. Anyway, I could never imagine cutting that dang-a-lang off. I mean, good grief. So when I was first injured, here go my dang-a-lang story. One of them. But when I was first injured in the hospital, then I'm gonna get to these comments for y'all. One of the things that I had to do and go through is while I was in the hospital, they had me using a catheter. Now, I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but I've heard about catheters. I've never used one until this time period. And let me tell you, it was a lot to wrap my head around, okay? I ain't gonna lie to you. Now, before I was injured, I was 33 years old. I still look pretty decent, good shape for the most part. Never been injured, never been sick, never broke a bone, nothing. Then just like that overnight, boom, I'm in the hospital. And they telling me I ain't gonna be able to do all this stuff and walk and all these things. I'm in pain. And then they telling me I gotta use this catheter. Now, for those that don't know, you had to take this tube and stick it down your pee hole. And just doing that alone was a lot. Okay. I couldn't do it. It took me about a month before I was able to even do it. And here's an example how long it is. They wanted to stick this thing. Look how long that is. That's like as long as a forearm. And they said to jam that down there. I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, no, you didn't. They telling me, just do it. Why you making such a big deal about it? I'm like, wait a minute. What? They want me to put it through my legs like this. I'm like, oh, hell no. Is you crazy? Is you crazy? They like, I can't, first of all, not only can I not do that to myself, I can't even watch when y'all doing it right now. Well, if you don't do it, you're going to be sick. You going to do this. We ain't going to let you leave. We going to do this. We going to do that. I'm like, hey, look, man, y'all need to stop playing with me. Don't y'all understand? I went through something traumatic literally overnight, and y'all, I know this is what y'all do all the time, and it ain't no big deal to you, but this is the biggest thing in the world to me. This is the biggest thing in the world to me, okay? Y'all is going too far. You're going to have to slow this up, straight up. Jam that thing down my little pee-pee hole. What the heck? Hold up. Man, I'm at the... Man, I'd have been and peed on myself before I didn't do... So, let alone if somebody told me to cut it off, I would have passed out. Let me get to some of these comments. Then I got my first guest coming through. DeMarcus Vaughn, what's good with you? Encouraging Warrior, what's good, my sister? From another mister. How your week been going? DeMarcus Vaughn coming through with the super chat. Definitely needed every little bit I can get. You said BET Plus folded. Paramount acquired Tyler Perry's stake for BET Plus. Well, you should have known they ain't gonna let that black man keep nothing. And besides, BET Plus was probably one of the wackest apps out there, in my opinion. I never watched it, never planned on getting it. But I'm sure it probably was some people that got it. I hope it was $5 or less. But thanks for spreading love with the little super chat, brother. Appreciate it. Encouraging more, you say, is this how we starting the night? Talk about dingalings. Hey, that's one of the best ways to start and end the night, ain't it? I'm gonna give you that dingaling. We're gonna start and end the night, girl. DeMarcus, you say, dude pulled the Lorena Bobbitt on himself. I know, right? He done tried to cut everything off. Arm, leg, third leg, hand. Stephen Harris, I see you, my brother. DeMarcus, you say happy Friday the 13th. Oh, yeah, I forgot today was Friday the 13th. Where my mask? Time to go to work. It's my day, baby. Friday the 13th, boy. Friday the 13th, I'm going to play Jason. Stephen Harris, what's good, my friend?
What's good?
What's up? What's up? How your week been?
Sure, fine. Sure, just got through drinking me 3 soda waters.
Soda waters, no Bud Light.
I got some Bud Light in there.
Nah, okay.
Sure, because you know I ain't drunk yet.
It's Friday. You ain't got no job. You ain't got nothing to do but drink that Bud Light.
Sure, because I say I was dressed up. I already sure over there chilling with my uncle. Sure, because I said it's too hot out there, man, in that storm. Because you had my aunties and mama and sister over there.
Yo, aunties.
Yep.
Okay. That's what's up. SG, what's good with you? Hope everything going well with you. Encouraging Warrior, you came through for that dangalang, huh?
Don't start. And if I did come back for it, it wasn't much to come back to.
I know, you didn't stop it off.
Nah, but I was going to tell you that this is not the first story that somebody had mutilated themselves like that, because it was a story back in the day where this black guy, he used to be a rapper. I think he was affiliated with the Wu-Tang Clan, and he was high on PCP, and he had mutilated himself and chopped his penis off, and then he wound up jumping off a building. And the crazy part was, then the crazy part was he still was alive.
I know who you talking about, and they sold it back on, but it's not as big as it used to be now.
Yeah.
I know who you talking about. Damn, he was on PCP or something and tweaked out.
Yeah, and I'm like, see, this is what I be saying, man. Like, look, man, I don't mind smoking a little herb because it's from the earth, but once you start talking about all these designer drugs, these lab created drugs, like, you don't know what the hell is in that stuff. And then come to think of it, shoot, you don't know what the hell is on your weed because they can spray that stuff on there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
though,
you
because them PCP drug is a hell of a drug, man, because that shit would tear through your damn body. And you ain't even in your brain too, because you ain't gonna be able to function.
it's a whole bunch of echo with you now, Steve. I'm hearing it on me now too. Let me see. All right. Encouraging warrior, when you ain't talking, you just gotta mute it. And then unmute it when you talk.
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, man, I remember for years in the 90s even they were saying they could be spraying or put something on weed, but it really wasn't the case. But now you never know. Like I saw this one story, they said that it's Chinese illegal immigrants with like illegal grow houses, and they using all kind of pesticides and chemicals and different stuff to grow that fire, and it's unregulated, and they selling it for the low, and they don't give a damn if Americans is smoking their brains out or whatever. And so, yeah, man, you never know these days, man. Everybody out to get over on somebody. They can give a damn if you get sick or get cancer or brain fried no more. They just want that money.
Yep, that's all they care about.
Mm-hmm.
And they don't care nothing about your life.
Exactly. That's what I was saying. But yeah, man, you're right. There go another story I got right here, which I'm pretty sure is not really surprising no more these days. And then after this, I'm gonna react to a couple videos. But this CIA whistleblower reveals that they can see every message that you send. So whether you sending it to the weed man or your woman or your man, or you sending naked pictures or whatever, just keep in mind, if they want to, they can look at that. Now, does that mean you're gonna get arrested or something? Probably not. But the real issue is they kind of building a profile on everybody, and like a database, and I guess they're gonna be building a credit score, except it ain't for credit. It's like a social credit score, similar to what's in China. They're gonna be doing it to Americans, which is really jacked up because we supposed to have freedoms and things, and it looked like everything was a psyop. Like one of the things I learned from the Epstein files is that dude was there. It was a CIA program designed to like collect data on people, and then they ended the program, and then like the next day is when Facebook was started, and Epstein helped fund Facebook in the beginning, and of course he had all these ties and connections. So basically Facebook is a way to get people to give their data up willingly, and I'm sure everything else, because every social media site, they can track how long you look at an article, what you read, how long you look at a video, what videos you look at. Everything you do is being tracked and cataloged and everything. And it's just wild, man. Wild times we living in. So I don't know what y'all think about that.
Yeah, though, because even your AI is can hack.
Mm-hmm. Encouraging. What you think?
Man, this ain't nothing but what you call Big Brother 2.0. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is why I'm very like skeptical of what I post online, or like sending pictures to individuals and stuff like that. Because once it's out there, it's out there. It ain't like you can retract it back.
Hmm. Yeah, it's getting out there, man, one way or another. It's wild. Even what you like or what you look at or what you read, how long you look at stuff. I mean, it's just they trying to create, man. It's just sad, man.
I just want to know. I just want to know. I don't like it when the police they be sitting over there scanning everybody's license plates. Like, what are you doing with all this information?
Hmm. Yeah, they basically what the real problem is that flock data, the data cameras. So they put the flock is a private company, and they put cameras all around the U.S. on damn near every road, main road, and police can then pay a subscription to look at it. And that data cameras captures everybody's license plates and all of that. And technically, the government isn't doing it. Technically, the police isn't doing it. It's flock. And then you can pay, and then you can use that to track and see where everybody going and coming and all of that. And that right there is some wild stuff right there. Because now everywhere you go, you being watched, you being tracked, let alone your phone tracking you or your car with the GPS tracking you and all this. I mean, it's gonna be a big push pretty soon for people to want to get old school cars.
Yeah, though, because it's like they find out your social security, your information, your ID, and your birth certificate, and it's like they either been trying to find out though about your personal emails.
Yeah, definitely trying to do that. That's they definitely
It's
got
like the
that
police have connections to the government.
to the government. All right, I'm about to show this one video, and what's wild about this video to me is somebody just put some old freaky stuff trying to get up here showing a booty crack or something. Boys, y'all are wild. I'm not gonna have you online, man. Come on the show. You trying to show your booty crack, man.
How come every time when I get on the panel, they want to start showing their body parts, just like with the other chick trying to show her raisins. I said raisins.
All right.
What the hell?
There goes somebody trying to get on with the biggest belly in the world. Big belly, what's up? Nasty mom. Boy, what's up with everybody out here just being a weirdo?
I mean, tripping.
I know, right? Weirdo night, Friday night, weirdos on the rise.
I'm gonna tell you something that is like the most frustrating process ever. I mean, maybe for a man it's easy, but for us women, it's very. I don't be looking forward to it, but it's a necessity. Like I'm about to go purchase me another car, and like as a single female, it's like very like anxiety driven experience for me because you want a reliable car. You know what I'm saying? Like don't nobody want to get stuck with the limit. You
Mm,
know because people ain't got time to be wasting their money and all that. Like it's just crazy. Like how they got some of these dealerships, how they be getting away. Like sometimes they be clearing off the codes so they could go ahead and make the sale. And I'm like, shouldn't that be illegal? But in some states, like they don't like crack down on stuff like that. And I'm like, shouldn't that be illegal?
what do you mean clearing off the code?
Like if it's like an underlying issue with the car, because
Like,
like half yeah, because half of these dealerships be buying these cars from auctions, and then like we don't know what's wrong with the car, what the history is, and they just be doing the bare minimum just to fix them up good enough so they could sell them, and then like you get a hold of it, and then all of a sudden all these problems start popping up. You know what I'm saying? And it shouldn't be like that. You know, it ain't like it's a freaking headlight or something minor. Like this is like engine problems, transmission problems. Like, come on. Like, why would you have something like that on your lot?
Because they know somebody gonna buy it. They're gonna get over. When you ready to buy a car, you gotta let me know. I'll help you.
Yeah, I appreciate that because I tell you, like the last car I got, man, I really got beat, and like it really like messed up my trust for dealing with dealerships. And I understand all of them are not the same. You do got some good car dealerships out there that do want to do good business, but it's like all the bad ones tend to take over, and that's not right. It's like finding a good car dealership is just like finding a good mechanic. You know what I'm saying? And it's like they go hand in hand, and they
What's
be
the
rich.
budget you looking for?
Well, I ain't trying to spend nothing no more than like 10,000. That's just my limit. I'm not trying to get nothing brand spanking new. But just something with some reliable miles on it. They say not to get nothing more than 60,000, 70,000 miles, depending on what type of brand car it is. Because I'm trying to go towards more like a Honda or a Toyota, or the two best that I know of.
Get that for 10,000 and less than those miles you're looking for. That ain't.
Yeah, I know.
But good Honda or Toyota for 10,000 at 100,000 miles, you still could do pretty good because they can go at least 150 to 200,000 miles. And if you take care of it, it could go a little bit longer. But here, I just actually bought another car, and this is where I bought the car from. I'll show you what you be looking at. Hold on. Let's see.
I tell you, it's so hard to find a decent dealership.
So these are the cars from the lowest price. You got to keep getting the echo. Let's see. So this is 5,000 for Ford, and for 5,000, they got 111,000 miles. Subaru Outbacks, they do go pretty good. This one got 183,000. It's 5,000. You could at least get another 25 to 30,000 miles out of it, though. This Chevy Traverse 5,900 with 200,000 miles. That's a lot of miles, but damn, I'm surprised they drove this 200,000 miles. That's just 10-year-old car. But that price, depending on the condition, this may not be bad. I know people look at this BMW 5 Series, but 5 Series, that maintenance ain't exactly cheap. That is a good price, but with 148,000 miles, I probably wouldn't get that car for this price. And I'd have to double check it personally to see. This Volkswagen GTI, this probably be perfect for you. It got 118,000, 8,900. Let's see. A little hatchback. But this car can probably get you some nice miles left because of Volkswagen. Although Volkswagens did start having some problems lately, 2013, I think, was still when they were making good cars without as complications as much, which is why they still want damn near $9,000 for it, even though it got 100,000 miles on it. This right here, I wouldn't even touch this little ass car. This is a damn BMW gym shoe over here. And it's so ugly. i3. But
do you know they got them type of cars for the Beverly Hills Police Department?
I wouldn't be surprised. That's the ugly ass cars right there, boy. They ain't putting nobody in the back seat in Beverly Hills. That's why. This Ford Flex, I've seen a lot of people drive these, but really I'm not a big believer in Fords other than maybe a Mustang or the Taurus, because the Taurus been going on for a while as far as cars go. Um, Even though they stopped making the Taurus, um, GMC Terrain, Nissan Pathfinder 2019, that's 130,000 miles, but that's 9,400. This might not be too bad. The Pathfinder used to be a good car. That's a nice size right there. Let's say, depending on what you put down on it, you could be paying a couple $100 a month. Cadillac, this is not bad, but when you need repairs, that's gonna add up for that caddy. And caddies be having all kind of little electrical gremlins and stuff. Um, Hyundai Tucson. I've seen people drive these. I'm not a big Hyundai person, especially after 100,000 miles, because Hyundais are really not built to be kept for a long time anymore. They originally did, but now they only made to really go about 100,000 miles, and then you gonna have a problem for $4,000 or $5,000 when the car ain't gonna be worth but $4,000 or $5,000.
And that's the problem. Like they not even building cars to last anymore. Like
No,
wasn't it a who has that motto built to last? Ain't that Ford?
yeah, Ford stuff. But this 2014, that's Ford trucks though, that they say built to last. And if you look at it, this 2014, it's got 210,000 miles though. But they probably, if you can get another 50,000 out of this without major problems, you'd be lucky. But you're gonna probably pretty soon need to put another 5 grand into it. Which, if you wanted to, if you could do that, you could probably get another 50 to 100,000 miles out of it. But when you paying 10 grand, you probably don't want to have to put 5 or 6 grand worth of repairs into it. That's more than half the price of the car.
Well, how do you feel about leasing cars?
That's basically a glorified rental, you know. It depends on how you feel about wanting to keep your car. Me, I like to keep my car and pay it off and try to take care of it. Whereas some people, if they like a new car every 4 or 5 years and they don't really want to keep their car because they always see something new that they want, then they probably should lease a car. That way they won't be carrying over a balance or be upside down on the car. See
But
this,
the only drawback about that is you got to make sure you have full coverage with that.
you should do that with all your cars though. Because if somebody hits you and they don't have insurance, you may be in trouble.
Yeah,
So
did you know that Louisiana is the number one state that people don't have insurance in?
I ain't too surprised. See this thing,
Damn.
see, look at this. This Mercedes here, they advertise it a 2001. It's got 62,000 miles, but it's a S class. Now, with this low miles, it could be a steal, but this is one clue that it probably isn't. Plus, I saw this car on the lot. But anyway, this one right here, it's a great service history. It don't say that on this one. So when you see something that say great service history, that means it was well taken care of. So if you buy this, even though it got 137,000, which is actually pretty low considering this is 2015, this car is 11 years old. But the thing with Mercedes and BMW and stuff like that is you pay for it up front, and if you take care of it, it could last you 20 years. It ain't like these cheap cars that you buy and then you'll be fixing on it for 20 years.
So
Whereas,
you like Mercedes better than BMW?
oh, absolutely. Definitely. But it depends on I like luxury more than sport, although they both have both. Like a BMW has luxury, but it's more sporty first, and Mercedes has sport, but it's more luxury first. So I kind of like to go that route. I used to want one of these 350Zs real bad. This is a good car right here, but Audis can have maintenance too. Anyway, you got to shop around. This is a great car right here. This C class. You get one of these right here. This only got 52,000 miles, 11 grand, 170 a month. You get this, you be rolling good. With that amount of miles, 52,000, you could ride that for at least a good 5 years, as long as you ain't trying to dog it out.
Nah, I don't like. That's one thing. I don't like dogging out my cars. You know what I'm saying? I just go where I need to go and come back home.
Oh, that's right. I thought this.
I know that's right, because it's too much happening out here. You don't know who gonna run up and rob you, Jake your purse from you.
They gonna do what?
I said you don't know who gonna rob you.
You said, what'd you say after that? Jake your pearls.
Yeah, I said Jake your purse from you, because they got some crazy people come out at night.
Jack your purse. I had know what you say. I thought you said Jake your pearls. I'm like, damn, what the hell?
No,
is
I said
that?
purse.
No, I got you. This is the class I was talking about. But anyway.
Hold on, you talking about that white one?
Yeah.
The white one look clean.
That's nice, ain't it?
That ain't bad for 11,000.
No.
$11,000, man. That's a note right there, like a house note.
Nah, it's a little less than that. 170. I don't know what house you gonna be in, but you ain't paying 170 no more.
See, I'm trying to pay cash. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to see, like, look, just give me the price, out the door price. I ain't trying to be stuck with no payments.
You go ahead and put 10 on this, you be good. Or if you go ahead and put 9 on it, and then you'd only owe like 3, because you're gonna probably have to pay $1,000 to get it delivered to you.
How they deliver the cars?
With a transporter. Damn, man, they keep on taking this off the screen. I bought one of my cars and I had it delivered all the way from Virginia. It cost $1,000 to have them bring it there from Virginia.
Damn.
How long did it take?
2 days. Yep, 2 days. Didn't take that long.
So, I mean, like, but you wasn't able to test drive the car, so how do you know what you get? It was a good car.
I made them test drive it and video it. Plus, it was damn near new, but still, I made him video it while it was driving, and video all the stuff under the hood and all of that. And he did it, and I bought it. So, if you really trying to get a car, they'll do it. What's up, B? How you doing, girl? She say, one of the biggest mistakes people make when buying a vehicle is relying on the car salesperson to get you finance. Yeah, that's true. Because they got deals with they finance people that benefit them a lot of times. But what I tried to do when I just bought a car not too long ago is try to finance it myself. But I realized that the people I went through, whether it was Wells Fargo or whatever, they wouldn't let me do it on my own. They was like, we only finance with dealers that we work with. I'm like, damn. But I financed a car with you all before and this and that. They like, yeah, but we don't work with that dealer. And so I ended up going with who the dealer was with. But I would have rather have gone with who I've already went. I've had a car financed through Chase and Wells Fargo, and neither one would let me do it. But it's all good.
Oh, they be trying to get a bigger commission.
They make money, that too. They get a commission sometimes because they making money off of those interest rate points. Say the bank approves you for 6% interest. They may say, hey, we got a deal for you for 8% interest or 9%. and then they can make that extra 3 percentage points off interest. Now, I'm not saying every dealer does this, but some, they do it. And it's hard to know there's no way to know if they did that or not, unless you got your own financing secured, or if you can pay for it yourself. B said one of my vehicles was delivered from Arizona. It was shipped for around $1,100 to Houston. Yeah, that's why I told you about $1,000. That's what I paid, give or take, $1,100 or $1,000.
Yeah, how do you feel about Carvana?
They get a lot of cars from auction too, but the thing with Carvana is that they have no haggle on the price, so they tell you what the price they want straight up, and you can get a deal with them that way. But I know some people have gotten some bad deals on Carvana. Not that I know them personally. I've seen it on the internet, people complaining about the deal or whatever with Carvana, and that they didn't, get the best deal that they wanted and stuff like that. So, but a lot of people have been happy with it. So, I mean, it's kind of hit or miss. You could look on YouTube or TikTok and type in Carvana and see what some people experience is. The one thing about like CarMax and Carvana is you can go and check out a lot of different vehicles at one location and try them out, drive them, stuff like that, and get a feel for what you want. And you can also try it out and then go somewhere else and buy the car, or say, hey, Carvana got this price. Can y'all match it or beat it or whatever? Sometimes they can. So, but good thing about big dealerships like that is sometimes you can take the car back with the warranty better than if you go to a lot of these, half-ass dealerships. But, the car game right now is actually a buyer's market, because a lot of people don't have money or cash or financing and all that. So if you come in with cash or you got good credit or whatever, you kind of can get what you want, because shoot, they need to sell some cars bad. So,
I know that's right.
uh-huh. B say when people pay money down on the car, the dealer pockets most of the money. For every dollar down, only 15 goes toward the actual purchase price. For every $1,000 down. For every $1,000 down, it's not 15 to the purchase. It take 15 off of your payments, you mean. It'll take about $15 to $20 off of your monthly payments. You know what I'm saying? And the $1,000, it'll go to your car, but with taxes and everything and all of that. And then if you get like gap insurance and other insurance on stuff or whatever, it can end up, adding up to be basically the same. But
And then I heard that that document fee they be trying to charge. They said that you can negotiate that.
you probably can. I didn't do that, but you probably can. I probably should have looked into that. Matter of fact, I got my paperwork right here on this table right here. But moving on from the car thing, I'm gonna show y'all this one video that I saw, and I got a few videos I want to play to react to. But this one right here, this was kind of wild, because this woman was tripping on her husband for getting his son a haircut, and look how she talked to him. And she actually went live with this as if she was in the right. In my opinion, I don't think she was, how she handled this, but I'm gonna play it and then we'll talk about it. Let's see.
Told you I did not want him to cut his hair. I want it to go past his ears. Okay, but what's the big deal? Y'all both are parents. Why wasn't this having a communication or whatever? Why does it always have to go the mother's way? Like, why the father don't never have a say-so in, you know, what goes on with the kid to a certain extent?
She do got a good point there. This woman does a lot of reaction videos, and most of the time I agree with her. She on point. And this is the main reason why I raised my son myself, because I already knew what kind of situation he would be in if I wasn't around. But what blows it all up is what she says next, the woman with the child. Listen.
Yeah, I understand that he's your son, but you disobeyed me. I told you.
She said, but you disobeyed me. I told you I didn't want you to get his hair cut.
Oh, I thought she said, oh, he's just a baby.
Nah, let me replay that. She said, you disobeyed me. And then the husband, like, I don't obey nobody. What the hell are you talking to? Listen.
You disobeyed me. I told you that he's your son, but you disobeyed me. I told you.
Oh, wow.
That boy ain't mad about it. That boy ain't thinking nothing about that damn haircut. And she trying to put it on the boy, talking about he mad about it, or I bet he was crying about it. That boy ain't crying. You over here crying about it. You over here imagining that he was crying. And if he was crying about it, like most little boys do, or a lot of little boys do when they get their first hair. I didn't cry when I got my first haircut, but little boys do. That's something they need to get over. You got to get used to it. Just like a lot of kids cry when you take them to their first day of school. What, you ain't gonna never take them to school because they cried about it? You have to get them used to things. That's life. Just because somebody cry about something, that mean what? You ain't gonna never put him in a situation that he got to get used to, or else he'll cry about it. All he knows is then if I cry about it, I don't have to do it. Like,
right.
That boy ain't thinking about no damn haircut.
Or like when they get their ears pierced.
Yeah, it's like when they getting their hair braided, and they and the braids too tight on their head. You don't see nobody crying about that.
Well, my son used to cry about that, but he was tender-headed. But also, he was in 8th grade. And as far as the ear pierce, if it's a boy, I'd make sure that they are older, and that was their choice. I wouldn't get their ear pierced. Now, if it's a little girl, I guess you get their ear pierced when they're young. What's up, B? Long time no hear. How you been?
What's up?
What's good with you? Got Steve
Hi,
over
Steve.
What's up, B?
Hi, Crazy Warrior.
Hey, B, how you doing?
What's up, chat?
Hey.
No, I'm up here fixing something to eat.
Nah, that's what's up.
That's what's up. I hear you. I hear the home girl. I hear you.
I know you be whipping up something good over there.
Mm-hmm.
I tried to
What
go
you cooking?
early.
Some tortillas and some chicken.
No, some greens. I'm trying to be on a health kick.
I know that's
So
I knew it. She sounded like she on a health kick right now.
yep. So I made some curry potatoes and some greens and some cornbread. You know, I don't eat meat like that, so I gotta be in a mood to eat some meat.
Mm-hmm.
So do you eat meat in your greens?
I do I cook it with smoked turkey.
Yeah, that's how I cook it.
Yeah.
That sounds good, right? That's a meal right there.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about taking some Ozempic, man. What y'all think?
Don't be doing that. You gonna wind up blind like Lizzo.
What happened?
Lizzo going blind?
Yeah, that's what she was complaining about, talking about she was having issues with her sight.
From Ozempic?
Because of Ozempic?
Yes.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
You gotta look at the side effects.
I know.
Yeah.
No muscle.
Oh,
A lot of it too is because people stay on it for way too long.
yeah. Lizzo lost weight though, because I've been looking at her Instagram pictures.
Because
Hey,
on Ozempic or any of the GLP-1 meds, people lose weight really quick, like within the first, month or two. I think the problem is sometimes people stay on it too long and they end up with Ozempic face. And then what's even worse is Ozempic butt. Like, yeah, it's not cool. Because you can Google it and see like the dramatic changes that it makes in your face, how it ages you,
hmm
makes
I've
your skin
seen,
droop.
yeah, I've
Ha-
seen the Ozempic face. I ain't seen the Ozempic butt, but
Yeah, Google
ha-
it, Jay. Pull it up, Jay.
have you seen Biggie Small's daughter? Why she look like her head is bigger than her body? No offense, but I'm just saying though. Like, has she taken Ozempic?
I ain't seen it. Is this
I
Lizzo
don't
in this
know.
picture? This can't be Lizzo. This is like a white girl. Let's see. I see the problem is when I was talking to my doctor about it, they say you supposed to take it for life. I'm like, oh hell no. I don't want no more lifetime drugs. Let me
They
see.
got this other one called Ro, RO, and you just
Nah,
Yeah,
inject it.
nah, Roe is a company that's selling
that
GLP,
does it. Right.
but Roe is not the drug. Roe is the company, and you can go through them and order. You can order everything from fake Viagra or generic Viagra to hair loss to Ozempic. It's an online pharmacy, and
I guess the question I have relates to when people using it. Is your doctor saying it like for people who actually are diabetic or at least pre-diabetic?
they
Because for
said
people who are taking it and they don't have any issues with their blood sugar or insulin resistance, that's where they end up having the most of the side effects, and especially that Ozempic face and all that.
yeah, I don't have diabetes and all of that, so they ain't gonna give it to me. But
I mean, because they can give it to people, but the problem is the long term use, and then they start looking sunk in the face.
see, my problem is I can't exercise like I want to, and I
Dude, yeah,
can't
because my
like
sister
run and
have
do that type
she's a diabetic and she got sugar too.
of stuff. She got sugar and she died. That's the same thing, right?
Who
She
Yeah,
who
said
who
sugar.
made that up? Sugar. She got that sugar.
That's country black folks where we used to say, you got diabetes. They'd say you
yeah,
got.
because sugar diabetes ain't nothing to play with.
I know, right?
No, I'm gonna tell you another thing that's messed up. You ever heard of somebody having gout?
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
too much meat. That's what they say. We wait, let me read this right quick. It say Lizzo addressed intense speculation regarding her roughly 60-pound weight loss. Dang, she lost 60 pounds. It said that it was driven by diet, weight training, and a calorie deficient rather than solely medication, although she admitted to briefly trying Ozempic. That's what she did, and then she changed her diet probably, but she said she tried Ozempic and other GLP-1 drugs early on. She attributed her journey to a mind over matter approach. She denied using Ozempic for a long time, attributing her results to 5 months of consistent weight training, Pilates, walking, and a calorie deficit. Let's see. Does it say blindness misconception? While there have been broader celebrity discussions concerning side effects of weight loss drugs, such as potential eye issues or metabolic changes, Lizzo's statements focus on her weight loss being a result of lifestyle shifts and mental health rather than a side effect of medication. See, the thing with Lizzo with me is that it's all showing that everything was fake when people that's big like her and they be trying to do all this acting like they so proud of this, then the next thing you know they trying to lose weight. They know damn well that that's what they want to do from the get-go. Damn, she lost a lot of weight too.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're comfortable in your own skin, why are you letting all these outside people, all these outside sources get in your head and make you feel, bad about
Uncomfortable.
yourself? Like, I don't understand it.
I wouldn't even have known this was Lizzo on the right, to be honest.
No, I would just be annoying these people because people is weird in social media.
Good grief. She was a big girl. I wouldn't even have recognized her on the right. Not that her face looks totally different though than this. She's like a little girl, big little girl right here in the face with these cheeks. And right here, like a grown woman, like.
See, that's what I'm saying. Some people are just not meant to be small. Some people just meant to be big. Like Luther Vandross. I liked him better when he was big. Well, you know what I'm saying? I thought he sung better when he was big.
He had more bass.
Yeah.
Damn, Lizzo. Whoa. Her belly button. She lost a lot of weight. Look at her knees and her thighs compared to there. You can actually see some daylight now.
You ever watched this one show called Botched about these people getting these messed up surgeries?
Nah, but I thought was showing
I
Did you see the one episode where the black girl, she had she went to Mexico, somewhere Tijuana, to get a tummy tuck, and they wound up messing it up and had her vagina up there where her belly button was at.
Get out.
Yeah.
Dang.
What?
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, it was that serious, man. And the crazy part was her mom was supposed to go with her, but her mom canceled out at the last minute. But didn't want to be sitting there grilling the new doctor that's trying to fix her daughter, questioning him, giving him the third degree. This is the question you should have been asking the first damn doctor that butchered your daughter.
Exactly.
Right.
How can your JJ be at your belly button? What?
Yeah. So part of it is they don't know what they're doing. But if you have a woman getting like a tummy tuck and they have like that excess skin that they have to remove, so they have to pull that excess skin down and they cut and stitch. The issue is if you have a surgeon, and I highly doubt these people are real surgeons, and they don't know what they're doing, when they pull that skin down, they might actually cut out where their original belly button was. That's why they have to recreate the belly button. And so with these bootleg surgeons they're going to, they don't have the actual training to know how to recreate the belly button. So they'll just pull the skin down and cut it. So their actual belly button is now down where their pubic hair is. It's no longer the same placement.
And then on top of that, they didn't even give her no anesthesiologist. They just came in with two big ass blocks of ice and put them on the side of her to numb her skin.
Damn.
And she still felt the pain.
Of course.
You said it like that was gonna work. That's what I'm saying. Damn,
like I would have got up so damn fast, like I was in Scooby Doo.
Yeah, I wouldn't even went through that. You say she was there in Mexico?
Yeah, Tijuana.
Oh man. And you know Tijuana is becoming a what is it, a surgery tourism, what they call it?
Like medical tourism destination.
Medical tourism. Yeah, it's a medical tourism destination. So a lot of people go there for medical procedures and medicine and stuff from the US because it's cheaper there than here.
Yeah, because she was being too cheap, because if she would have got it in the States, she would have had to pay $6,800. But then her mom was the one that recommended this doctor to her because one of her friends had got the surgery done and she only had to pay $2,200. Like, really? It's like, you're not going to pay top dollar for somebody butchering like on your body? Like, you wouldn't want the top care?
I know. But hey, it's
Dang, that was cutting her up like a turkey.
Like a turkey. The thing is, because I looked into when I was in Panama some stuff, but man, you got to pay out of pocket, and if it go wrong, what you gonna do? Ain't nothing you can do. You know what I mean? And The main thing I was looking at was the stem cell treatment, and that's something they don't even offer here. But then they wanted a minimum of $25,000, which I ain't got that. And if I did give them 25,000, and it don't work, it's no guarantees and stuff, and it can go wrong and all this. I'm like, oh man, whew, that's a lot. And then if it go wrong or whatever happened, well, who I'm gonna go complain to? I'm gonna be trying to go back and forth to court in another country and stuff and complain and do the. Oh man.
Right. Right. That's one of the things that people don't pay attention to when you go to get work done outside of the country. You can't then ask an American doctor to come and fix what the other doctor did. And with most doctors, they don't want to go over another doctor's work.
That part.
You know, so you have to be really selective. But it's your body. You only have one.
Right.
So even if it costs you money, sketch out a plan to be able to get what you need and get it done correctly. Because you only got one shot at this thing really to get it right, versus going the cheap route, because you might end up paying more in the long run when you go to someone that's inexpensive. I can understand a cheaper price, but quality work. When you talk about a cheaper price and cheaper work, those results can come out really disastrous.
Mm-hmm. Because I was even looking at some stuff for some oral surgery, and I was like, damn, it's cheaper, but what if it's messed up? Then I got to come have my dentist or somebody be trying to fix it here. Like you say, I talked to my dentist, he ain't going to want to really go over somebody else's work trying to fix this, that it end up costing me more in the long run, more pain, going back and forth, this and that. Yeah, they could be saying that to discourage you from going, but then it also can be true. Not that everything go right here, but at least it's, remedies here, whether you can sue them or try to do something, get your money back or go whatever. At least you ain't traveling to another country. So,
Right.
I'm trying to figure out, that show, My 600-Pound Life, that doctor, I think it's, I'm trying to figure out, who be paying for them people's surgeries?
So, okay. So, that doctor is down here. He's down here in Houston. So, yeah, we see a lot of those cases. So for weight loss surgery, there are certain conditions that can get your weight loss surgery covered. So most of the people that you may see on My 600-Pound Life have qualifiers. One of the qualifiers is a high BMI over 35.
Body mass.
And that percentage. Exactly. So this is your height and weight and how those are calculated. So that person being 600 pounds, yeah, their BMI is automatically going to be high. That's one of those. If they have diabetes, that's another qualifying event. If they have issues that may relate to their heart, and that's related to them being severely overweight and how it's playing on their heart. If they've been diagnosed with sleep apnea, having to have use of a CPAP, those different things, they may say, yeah, okay, because the insurance company is going to look at it and say, is the surgery going to help with the benefits in the long term versus them having to have chronic care for all these other health issues? So in those cases, they can go and cover the cost of the surgery. But when you go to see your doctor, that's why having those consultations are important. Seeing your doctor regularly is important, because whenever you see your doctor, there's codes. These are these identifier codes that we use in insurance and in healthcare. The codes relate to the diagnosis that they're giving you. And so will apply those codes to the insurance. And then that's how you get the stuff covered. So for some people, if they don't have the right coding, that's what's going to determine if they get it covered by insurance or not. But a lot of doctors' offices, especially if it's a doctor that is reputable, that is board certified, they often will offer care credit and things like that. These are some like a third party, like financing company, where you can get
their credit card and stuff.
Exactly. So you can get whatever medical, anything you need done, and use care credit to finance it. And you just pay on it like a monthly credit card payment.
Yeah. Care Credit can be all right. It can do some stuff for you.
Yeah, I've used Care Credit before. They're great.
Yeah, I looked into it and checked it out. It was not too bad, especially if you're not getting something too expensive. 5,000 or less. They can be a helpful thing.
I
But
mean, even for something that's more expensive, you can. It's beneficial. I say. I mean, I'm trying to think of how many surgeries altogether. Maybe 13, 14 surgeries I've had to have.
Oh wow!
So
Care
yeah,
Credit is with all of those,
not all of them because Care Credit wasn't out back then.
right?
But the ones that were more recent, I did use Care Credit for those too, and that was cool because like having to have emergency surgery, like yeah, like that stuff is expensive, and then you get what you pay for. Um, yeah, so I had to have multiple surgeries on my abdomen because I was choking. Like this is some years ago, I was choking, and I wasn't in a space where I could have somebody help me and do the Heimlich maneuver to get the food out. So I had to use a chair. I had to use a wooden chair.
Uh, yeah, damn. Well, it's good
yeah,
that
Yeah.
I
you
tell you,
do
that's
that.
one of the worst feelings in the world. Cause I remember I choked on a couple things. Like I choked on a piece of butterscotch. That's why I hate butterscotch to this day. I almost choked on an apple core as a
Damn.
baby. Yeah,
Oh
I'm telling
Lord.
you, yo. My grandma saved my life. She took her fingers, took it down my throat, and took that apple core out. And one time I almost choked on a fish bone before. It told me to eat
Damn.
some bread.
And eat some bread.
Yeah, the bread can help to move it. It'll get absorbed. The fish bone can
Uh,
get absorbed in the bread. Yeah, but for me, I was choking on the steak bite,
uh,
and yeah, at the time I was working at a nursing home, and so all of the residents in the home they were asleep because I was working nights, but they were nonverbal, so they couldn't talk, so they
and
couldn't call 911 for me.
damn, they'd have just been on the phone, just sitting there, like,
They was asleep. They couldn't call
oh,
911 for me because they had like cognitive issues and stuff too, right? So they
damn.
couldn't call 911. Yeah, and so my next coworker was in the building next door. So my coworker wasn't like close enough for me to get to her. So I had to figure something out real quick. So
Damn.
critical thinking is important. But
Man,
yeah, I tried to stick my fingers in my throat, but it was too far down. Like, it wouldn't work.
Do you
man.
know how to do CPR?
Yeah, I teach it.
Yeah, but you
But
can't do it
yeah.
on yourself, though. That's why she got on there. Well, you wasn't doing CPR because your heart wasn't stopping, but, you had to do the Heimlich to yourself with the
Yes,
chair.
so the Heimlich is a part of CPR, but no, I teach it. But yeah, like
Hmm.
I mean, because I know how to do it, but understand when they teach you how to do the Heimlich maneuver, they always show you how to do it on somebody else who's choking. They don't really teach you how to do it on yourself if you choking and nobody else is there to help you, right?
Right, right.
So I use the a wooden chair, like the the back tall part of a wooden chair, and I used that and rammed it into my diaphragm. And it
Right.
got the food out, but I ripped pretty much every muscle in my abdomen. So
Damn.
like, it was
Oh
bad.
man, I know you was hurting, man.
But that's
I
better
ended
than
up
choking to death, though.
exactly. It's
Yeah,
better than death.
yeah. Right, right. Let's switch it up a little bit, man. I was damn, what the hell? All right, there we go. This damn mouse is so sensitive. Um, Lori Harvey, a lot of people, she been in the news lately, because um she didn't end up being with Michael B. Jordan, and she kind of curved him. Basically, he was kind of lame, what she was saying, to the so much extent. But now she with Damson Idris, and a lot of people is kind of getting all over her because she been with who? Diddy's son,
Hmm.
Michael B. Now my Damson Idris. And at first she was trying to, look empowering, but now I don't know, it ain't looking too good. They starting to look at her as being a little jump off or something. I don't know. Ladies, what y'all think about Lori Harvey and her situation after Curb and Damson Idris? Now she seemed to be back with him. What do you think about Lori Harvey? Courage and Warrior. What's your thoughts on her? And
I wouldn't want to be with him. You know why?
why?
Because the way he was sitting there screwing Chloe in that dang on Swarm movie, I would have been like, oh hell to the no. Or maybe
More
that's probably yeah, it's a movie. It's called Swarm. And like
Swarm.
in the first 5 minutes of the movie, they got him breaking Chloe's back in. You know Chloe, the one that Beyonce's artist.
Uh-uh. You telling me something?
Oh, Chloe Bailey.
Yeah. I'm telling you, she was naked, like she was throwing it back and everything. I'm like, damn man, they don't be trying to cover up nothing.
She a good actor.
I was like, damn, am I watching a movie or a porn?
I know, right?
You said a cocksock.
But that's the thing, man. They're just making it look like it's for real. That's good acting right there. But the thing about acting in those love scenes is you actually are naked and touching on somebody or kissing on them. But you probably ain't actually speaking it in. That's the only thing. But I mean, after some of those intense scenes, they probably like, hey, what you doing for lunch?
Is that the guy from Snowfall?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's him.
That's Franklin, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, Franklin Saint. He up on and with Lori Harvey. Now I don't know, man. I think one of the things that's with Lori Harvey that she kind of made a bad example maybe for a lot of the regular women that aren't famous or rich is that it make them seem like you could just maybe curb guys left and right as if you're gonna just keep being able to do that forever. And yeah, you can do that as much as you want, but you know that don't mean that they're gonna keep coming your way. But by her being you know, rich person already and already a socialite, so to speak, I think she probably has more opportunities to do that than the average person. So that's why you see so many women on social media talking about they need a man 6 feet, 6 figures, this, that, and the other. And in the meantime, what are they doing with themselves? And they not realizing that the pool of those type of people is so small and they single. I mean, they looking for something so rare that is ridiculous. And then if they do find that person and they cheat on them or do this, they act like you know, they shocked when that person I'm sure would have a lot of options. Not that you need a person that don't have options, but the person that's doing all of that, they probably don't value that their partner the same as a person that's not, you know, in it for the looks or the money or the fame or whatever. I don't know.
See that's the thing, Jay. Like, I'm pretty sure you're familiar with 106 in Park, right?
Mhm.
So you know that girl Roxy. Well, you know she wound up curving Anthony Anderson back in the day, but now he recently divorced his wife, and he wound up trying to get back with Roxy again. And you know she wound up gave him a chance, and now they dating now.
Well, she older now. She probably don't have a job.
But I'm saying though, damn, you done been with everybody in the industry, and now all of a sudden, years after the fact, now you want to get with them.
Mhm. She probably did this when he was younger because he was a little overweight and had the gap in his teeth and this and that. She probably looked at him and figured she could do better. And then as she realizes now she in her 40s probably or late 30s, and he done got his teeth fixed and lost weight and got a lot more money. She probably like, you know what? This probably best I'm about to do right now. And if I was him, I wouldn't probably be with her because you know what it's about. But hey, to each his own, man. It's hard out here. We ain't got but so much time, and people act like they got a lot of time when the truth is time flies. And you know, everybody looking for that perfect person or a finished product. And T.I. did do an interview the other day, and he kind of nailed what was really the truth. I think I saved this interview too to comment on it, but they were talking about how Tiny was famous before him and doing things before him. Here it is right here. I'll let it play, and then I'll tell you, because he basically corrected it, because the women jumped on it all real quick that Tiny was doing things before him. But this makes his point even more you know, special in my opinion, because of her doing things before him. Because now if you look at it, is Tiny doing things more than him now? But it ain't about that here. I'll let him explain it.
But your wife Tiny actually was famous before you. Tiny in the building. Round of applause for Tiny in the building. What up, Tiny? Did Tiny help you with your career, or was instrumental in your beginning stages?
She was instrumental in a lot of the behind the scenes. She'll make sure that I knew what records she felt were hits, which was a great deal of help to me because I make so many records sometimes and I don't really focus on the ones. I might, you know, do a record today, move on and never go back to it. But she do things like, hey man, that record you had, you need to play that more.
That's one.
You know, yeah, she did that with You Don't Know Me. And she also showed me how to spend money. I didn't really know like what to spend money on. Once I came into a certain level of life and luxury, we don't shop for furniture here.
Right.
We going here.
Yeah.
She has been my muse for quite some time.
That's love, man.
That's love your man. You help him manage his money and invest so that he can make more.
You also have to be kind of patient and have foresight. Because I remember conversations me and my old lady had where she was like, you just a little boy. What you gonna do with it? But it was something about me that she saw that made her feel it was worth an investment of her time, attention, and energy. That manifested into what you see today. So don't just take what you see right as the end all be all, because you never know what the potential of the person that you're spending time with, what that could become later.
You never know, man.
And that right there is the truth. See, men will get with a woman that ain't really doing nothing with herself other than she cute and he like her, and he'll think, okay, maybe I can help her do this, do that, show her this, teach her that, all the time. But women always want a finished product. And if they think you ain't this or you ain't whatever you doing now, they think that's how you gonna be forever. You know, or if we ain't doing this now, well, that's how it's gonna be forever. And they don't see the hustle or the grind or the character in the person, or if they think that you can't do this or that, they'll write you off. And then when they see, oh, damn, this I always knew you was gonna do. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You ain't have time. You wasn't trying to do this. You was chasing the next finished product, and you wasn't trying to invest and be on that ride. And then when you see the next person doing it, then you want to come back. But no, now you didn't expose yourself. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how many times I didn't talk to women or dated women. They didn't even have a car. They didn't even have a job. Help them get a job. Help them get a car. You know, all kind of stuff. How many women would have talked to me if I didn't have a job or have a car? You know what I'm saying? He ain't that. I mean, so many times. So that's the difference. You know what I'm saying? Just like I was some people showing videos in Panama, and this one guy was dating and this and that, and they call them passport bros or whatever. And some woman like, you think I could do that? You think it's men there? No. It's not that it ain't men there. It's that a woman wouldn't want to be with a man in another country like Panama because you would be the breadwinner. You would have to pay for everything. You would be the one. Now, he would love you and he'd be there for you and do everything else, but you ain't going to want that. You'd be complaining. I'm tired of paying for everything. I'm tired of being the one with all the money, this and that. It's not in the woman nature to want to do that. So that's why it's called passport bros, not passport ladies and bros, because women don't want to pay for shit. They don't want to invest in the time. Overall, women want a finished product. They don't want to build, unless they already see you've built something, then they'll hop on and then try to continue. But they ain't going to try to start if you at the ground level. And so
Okay, well, I'm going to play devil's advocate, Jay, because that's how I get down. Because, I mean, yeah, that may be true. Like, you do got some women that do want a finished product, but you do have some women, i.e., let me go back to my favorite movie, Waiting to Exhale. You had Angela Bassett character.
that dude was gay, though.
She helped this man build up his company, was helping him, when he was down. Then as soon as he get up, now he want to trade her in for Miss Becky.
Now,
But it actually be happening though.
the real dude gay, though. Did you ever see The Real Dude and The Real Terry McMillan? That dude was gay as all outdoors. But
yeah, I heard about that arrangement, and that was crazy.
yeah, but she should have known he was gay in the beginning. But no, I'm just saying in general, because Tiny did invest in him before he was out, and she did put the time in it. So when people be hating on him and Tiny relationship, and he still stick by her side, I give him the credit and the loyalty as well as her, because they done built a family. She was there for him before anybody knew who he was. She was investing in him. He could have been any rapper in Atlanta that never made it. I'm sure it's a bunch. But she invested in him and did the time. So when I say women, I don't want to say every woman, but in general, because of course it is exceptions to the rule. But that's
Yeah.
why he did that, because Tiny invested in him. But in general, more men will be with a woman. You can see a woman walking down the street and holler at her, and she about to catch the bus. But a dude walking down the street and he was fine, women ain't gonna be. That just ain't in a woman's nature. You know what I'm saying?
I just don't understand, like, some of these men, I mean, not all of them, but, like when they in their struggling phase, you got the woman there, there with you, beside you, helping you out. And then when you get your come up, you ready to trade her in for somebody of a, let me just say, lighter complexion. Let me just say that. I don't know if it's like if it's a policy in Hollywood that you got to have somebody like that on your arm in order for you to be accepted in these certain circles, but I be seeing it all the time. You know what I'm saying? Just like when Steve Harvey was first starting out, he was with a very dark complected, yeah. But now look who he went and.
That's a little deeper though, because who she was with and before him.
He with Marjorie Harvey.
Yeah, but she was with a dope boy or something, and that's a whole different complicated thing. But she's still a black woman. But to what you saying about that, I think that is kind of messed up. But I mean, I did hear one person say that they could only go so far with a black woman on their shoulder, and that they had a white woman that'll open up doors that being a black couple wouldn't. I'm not saying that's good or I agree with it, because I don't. But and also some people, they're with somebody because they feel that's all they could get, maybe. And then if they get some type of status or money, they be quick to trade them in because they really probably wasn't with that person, with their heart. You know what I mean? Unfortunately, which I think that's messed up too. I mean, I'd rather be single than be with somebody I truly don't enjoy being with.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, don't be with. That's what I'm saying. Don't be with me just because you want to use me as a placeholder until you get your come up and whatever. Then you wasting my time. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
because
saying?
you trying to use me as your toolbox.
Exactly. Exactly. I mean, and then to tell you something else, you know that girl that played Pam and Martin, she used to date the white boy from Beverly Hills 90210.
Yeah, he just came out recently talking about that she the main one saying don't tell nobody we together or else it'll mess up everything. Which in the 90s, if a black woman was with a white man, that might have made her look a little bad in the black community. I ain't gonna lie. But I don't think she should have hid it, or I don't think she would have lost work. I wouldn't have been like, I ain't watching Martin no more. She with a white man. I wouldn't have did that.
And I think he was hurt because he was talking about it after she did her interview. And I can tell when he was talking about it, he tended to be like look kind of hurt because it seemed like he really was more into the relationship than she was.
He did seem hurt. He did seem hurt. And to be honest, he was a little heartthrob on 90210 during the time. He was young and all of that. So for him to get with her, I'm sure he had plenty of options, plenty of white girls, all kind of people he could have been with. And he got with Tashina Arnold, which, to be honest, Martin roasted her on the show so much, I kind of didn't even like her like that. But she was fine, though. But Martin roasted her. I couldn't think of nothing but B2B. B2B! So, but I mean, that's TV. But yeah, Brian Austin Green, man, he was one of the youngest on that show. And
Jamer, you think we should have got a Martin Lawrence reunion if Tommy was still here?
I mean, I think the show has ran its course, but it would have been great if he could have been on that reunion when they were all talking, though. Even though I'm not a big fan of watching reunion shows, I didn't watch that Martin reunion or that Fresh Prince reunion because when people are dead and they old, it's like a funeral or something in a way. Like they talking about how it used to be or da da da. It's like, damn, is the show dead? I mean, it is dead. It's old and
Yeah, because
canceled.
we grew up watching that show ever since we were little kids. Because Martin ain't come around into 1960. I mean, not 1996.
Well, you did know that they did try to do a spinoff on the Martin show. Cause remember when Pam was working for that record company, and they did one pilot episode of that, but for some reason it just didn't pan out.
I didn't see that.
Yeah. Well, I would send you the link in the Discord when I look it up. But yeah, check the episode out because it was like a spin-off episode when Pam used to work at that music label, and it was one episode on Martin when she had to find somebody for some kind of like music showcase, and that was when Tyrese was on the show, and they were singing together.
I ain't see that.
Yeah, it was one episode on Martin where Tyrese was on the show and they were singing together and everything like that. And they were supposed to do a spinoff from, Pam's job, at the record company and everything. But it just never panned out. And I was like, damn, it looked like it was going to be a funny show.
Well, I doubt people don't tune in to see Pam. I mean, she wasn't that funny by herself. Martin roasting her and the back and forth with her and Martin was good, but I mean, I don't know who else would have been on that show to make people tune in, but
But
some people.
I think they should have did a spinoff with Hustle Man. The Hustle Man, now the guy from the fifth floor, that guy.
Brother man.
Brother Man, yeah, they should have did a spinoff with him.
Well, the thing, he actually did some interviews, and on I think it was it Vlad TV or Art of Dialogue or whatever, and he was heard about how some things had went down on the show too. and he actually kind of worked his way on the show. He was only supposed to do like a small like cameo, and how he ended up getting what he did. He kind of finagled his way to doing. He did a good job, of course, but he one of the most memorable characters. Bruh, man, Fifth used to put up 4 fingers. Fifth flow.
And this is what I don't understand. Like, I remember that episode, that interview with him, and I think it was on the Art of the Dialogue. But he was talking about, like, he had asked him, like, how did Martin used to treat everybody on the set, and he was like, Martin was very high strung. You know what I'm saying? And like, why do people get like that? You know, yeah, you're the star of the show, but that doesn't give you the permission for you to act like an asshole either.
No, it doesn't. But
Yeah. I mean, take your anger out on everybody.
Hold on, Steve. Hold on. Martin was young at the time, and then I think he wasn't even 30 years old or just 30. And then his name is on the show, and he had a lot riding on it his whole career, basically, because if that show flopped, that could have been the end of him. So, and then he was trying to flirt with Gina and do whatever. So he was all over the place a little bit. And then he was on drugs a little bit. He was on the ooh-wee. So he had a lot going on. He was stressed out. And I'm sure he couldn't go to therapy back then. Go ahead, Steve. What was you going to say?
I said that when they actually got all this money, but they don't mean you got to be disrespectful towards people.
Definitely. But also it was a different time, and people didn't mature at the same level. But definitely he shouldn't have been doing what he did, and how he was trying to pull his thing out with Gina under the covers and all kind of stuff. You know, the last season they couldn't even be together in the same set or whatever. They had to film everything apart or something. But
yeah, that's what messed up the show.
Yeah. I think that's why it was the last season. By the last season, I wasn't even watching it no more. I think that was like 96 or something, 97. By the time it was that, I wasn't even, it was my period of not watching TV. But
shoot, I had saw a post on Facebook. They were sitting there talking about Tisha Campbell, right? And how they got separated and everything, and they were saying that when Dwayne Martin divorced her and everything, he only left her with $7 in her bank account. And I did hear rumors how he was being very like careless and reckless with his money and everything like that, to the point where he want to be spending her damn money and shit.
Well, he also rumors that he was gay with Will Smith. I think he actually came out and said he gay now, but I know he was saying a lot of people say him and Will Smith would go on vacation together, and he was always over Will Smith's house and all kind of stuff. So I don't know.
He didn't say he was gay. He got a woman, but she looked like a younger Tisha.
Yeah, exactly. She looked just like Tisha.
Oh, Dwayne Martin ain't gay?
He never came out and said he was.
Oh.
Man, he's bisexual.
Those rumors. Just those rumors were always there.
Well, that's a bad rumor. I used to love me some Tisha Campbell, man, ever since Little Shop of Horror. The thing that's crazy to me about Little Shop of Horror is I thought that was in New York City for the longest time. I thought Skid Row was in New York City. When I found out that was California, I'm like, what? I did not know that was California for the longest time. Probably till I was in my 20s. I'm like, what? That's California? Look like dirty New York to me.
I thought
California, man. It's hard to live down the high food, high gas prices, high taxes down there in California.
Well, that's everywhere now, but even worse in California. They probably paying $5 a gallon for regular.
No, $8.
Damn, I wouldn't even live in California, man, because people think California is revenue though. They talk about it's racist down there too.
Oh yeah, especially Northern California.
It's $8 a gallon right now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's insane.
And this is the part that pisses me off. I've been without a car for the past 8 months. I've been without a car. And now as soon as I'm about to get me a car, now all of a sudden the gas prices want to go all high and like, this don't make no kind of sense, man. Because somebody said if gas prices get up to $10 a gallon, shit, I'm walking.
I hear that. The
Yeah,
crazy
man, it's
part,
like you see, we already in a bad shape. You see the president over there still in war with Iran.
shoot, he just getting started. That's about to be World War III, and Iran is basically winning. And the crazy part is that we all pay the price no matter what, because the reason that food prices and stuff will go up is because of transportation costs. They paying more for trucking it, shipping it, so they pass it on to us. And next thing you
And
know, everything costs more. Whether you getting an Uber, you getting gas, you getting food, you going to get, supplies, anything that come on the truck, they gonna pass that gas price on to consumers, and man, it's just destroying everything, man.
and that's the part that kills me though, because the president, he talking about he raised all these tariffs and all this stuff. So when are we gonna get our little refund or stimulus or whatever you want to call it? You know what I'm saying? To ease the pain.
Man,
Because that don't make, like, where's that money at?
yeah, the truth is we ain't about to get none of that money. And they actually tried to make it where we supposed to put our money, he supposed to put that money back. The judge said that the tariffs was illegal. He's supposed to refund all the money, but the truth is they ain't gonna refund it because everybody been paying it. Like, a lot of people don't realize, especially Trump voters, but a lot of people don't realize that we pay tariffs, not the foreign countries. We paying the tariffs.
Exactly.
Yeah, so they ain't about to give us our money back. We already bought stuff. And what he ain't putting it into the economy so that prices get lower. If anything, he trying to find a way to put it into his own bank accounts. He got a bank account in Qatar where he taking money from Venezuela's oil and putting it in his own private bank account in Qatar. All kind of different stuff, man. And now that the UAE and Dubai and all that is getting attacked by Iran, they about to stop being supporters of the U.S. because we basically can't protect them, got them dragged into a war that we left them hanging because we only protecting Izzy. And basically all this time building bases in the Middle East for these 20, 30, 40 years has gone to waste by some wooden drones. That's the reason why they can't do anything to stop them, because the drones are made out of wood with a small little motor on it, like a lawnmower size motor or whatever. And they use GPS to hit the targets. And so they got all this, radar defense and missiles and all of that, $1 million missiles. These drones cost 50 grand. And these weapons that the U.S. has are made to fight Russia or China, an bigger adversary. They're not made to fight this type of war, and so we got to shoot multiple rockets to try to get this, and each rocket $1 million. So you're gonna spend $3-4 million to take out 50 grand. That ain't gonna work. That ain't sustainable, and we can't build them fast enough. They then starting to move the rocket systems that we have. They've taken them from South Korea to move them over there into, to fight Iran. But that's leaving South Korea hanging. So if North Korea want to invade South Korea, it's going to be wide open. Then we wouldn't be able to help them because we already overextended, which then gives China the green light that if they want to take Taiwan, now's the chance, because it ain't like the U.S. can do nothing about it. We can't help them. I mean, there's so many problems going on with that. It's just crazy.
All I got to say is, why can't we all just get along? Like, why? Like, I mean, like, what is it? Like, What went wrong?
You got the wrong person in there trying to bully and allying with old Izzy and BB. And next thing you know, you didn't drink the wrong Kool-Aid, thinking that you can just bully everybody in the world and they just gonna roll over and not do nothing. You know, what really messed us up is that what he did to Venezuela, he roughly got away with it, and it seemed like it was easy, which gassed his head up to think we can do that to anywhere. Nobody can stop it. He literally said nobody can stop us. Now you realizing, oh, wait a minute. It ain't that easy. Like when Tucker Carlson, who I really don't support, but sometimes he be right, he was interviewing Ted Cruz, and Ted Cruz was so adamant about going to war and doing this with Iran. And he like, how many people live in Iran? He like, I don't know. How you don't know how many people live in the country you trying to attack? Like it's 90 million people that live there. 90 million people. That ain't no walk in the park. That ain't easy.
But that's the arrogance that a lot of people have in this country.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's there's always a good and a bad, right? There's always a give and take. Yes, we're blessed to be Americans to have the different privileges and rights that we have in America, like speaking freely like this without having to be, all the recipient of negative things by having a free conversation like this, as opposed to living somewhere else where your government is going to regulate and control anything that you say in public spaces. However, right, when you look at the flip side of that, we're in a nation where there are so many people who are so arrogant. They think that anybody outside of the U.S. is minuscule to them. And now this is the real life result of FAFO. You see what I'm saying? You can't keep playing with people. And like my dad is the person who taught me how to fight. My dad growing up wrestled. My dad boxed and everything. First thing my dad taught me about fighting is never underestimate your opponent. How do you come in with this level of ego and think, oh, they're going to be like Iraq, right? When they had the war over there, we're going to deal with Saddam Hussein. Okay, and they handled everything. So they're looking like, oh, we did Iraq like this. We're going to go do Iran like this. These are not the same people.
Nope.
People in Iran, for one, they are not Arabs. Start there. They are not Arabs. Most of them are Persian. You have your Kurds there. You have your Turks. There are so many different ethnic groups there. And as opposed to the other Middle Eastern countries or these Islam, dominated countries, there are different type of Muslims.
Right.
And in Iran, anybody who understands Islam would know that's the last group of people you want to have smoke with.
For real.
Because
even Saddam went to war with them and couldn't take them out. The Iraq.
Exactly. Because here's the difference. You have, especially for black folks, right? You see the folks with the bow ties and the bean pies, right? You see your Nation of Islam, right? They're Muslim, but you see your Nation of Islam folks, right? You may see the ones who was doing security like they did for Michael Jackson and stuff like that, right? So those are like you have like your fruits of Islam, right? You have the different ones. You have your Sunni Muslims, you have your Shiite Muslims. There's different ones. When we talk about them Shiite Muslims, baby,
right?
If I'm ready for all the smoke was a person,
right?
They not scared of nothing.
Right.
I've never seen people be so fearless in how they operate in their everyday life. And this is who you want to start a problem with. And the thing is, there was something that I was watching Lovely T, and it was something that she had pointed out, and I was like, oh, I'm glad who else remembered that from back in the day. When they were interviewing Bin Laden. And they were asking him about, beef with the U.S. and all these different things. And he was kind of laughing about it because he's like, yeah, you Americans, like, y'all love life. He was like, no, we celebrate death. Because understanding Islam, to get the best reward in life is not to get a mansion and a bunch of material things. The best reward in life is to make it to Jannah. That's the highest level of heaven.
Right.
So they celebrate martyrdom.
And they get all the virgins and everything.
They celebrate martyrdom. To them, to die for what they believe in is the best thing you can do.
Right.
They not trying to have heaven on earth. They trying to get to heaven. And that means you got to die first. They don't care. So you trying to send these innocent kids, because that's what they are, these soldiers, who they didn't join the military because, oh, I love my country so much, I'm trying to die. That ain't the majority of Americans who join the military. They want to go to school.
Right.
They want health care. They wanted to have housing. You know what I'm saying? They were joining for those reasons. And now you want them to go fight these people who are like, I'm trying to die. What's up with you? And you think that this is going to go the way you think it's going to go? Like, this is going to be unprecedented.
I know. Did you hear about Trump to have the military commanders telling everybody that he was appointed by God for this holy war to bring about Armageddon?
But see, that's the part that be pissing me off, y'all. Because these politicians, they sit there, they start all these wars, they sit over here and burn all these bridges, and then they feel like, oh, well, I ain't got to fight. I ain't got to do nothing. You know what I'm saying? But not knowing that these are somebody's relatives, somebody's brother, somebody's father, somebody's husband out there on the front lines, sacrificing their life for y'all bull crap that y'all done started. And then when they get their arm blown off or their mind is gone, oh, they can't get no kind of health care, they can't get no kind of benefits, no nothing. The VA hospitals, you gotta wait all day to see somebody.
They said they put Trump's son and BB's son in the military, but then they said Trump's son too tall, so he won't have to serve.
That's a lie. To fly a fighter jet, he's too tall at 6'8", but he is not too tall to enlist. That is a lie.
Yeah, that's a lie.
Listen to this.
To me, what gets me.
Go ahead, Steve.
I mean, like, these Republicans, though, it's sorry, they don't have the guts and the balls to either much stand up to Trump, and they just let him do what he want to do, and they don't want to hold a man accountable.
Right. That's real pathetic too, because they're afraid that he'll primary him, so they just follow.
And they still talking about the they talking about the saving. They talking about it's gonna take $180 to either much pay for a birth certificate and either much a passport, because the Republicans trying to rig their election because they doing that because they scared that they gonna lose the House to the Democrats. Because if the Democrats do win back the majority of the House, it's gonna be 218. And the Republicans is going to maintain the Senate. So that means that they're going to start opening up investigations on
He'll be Trump. A lame duck president is what it means. He won't be able to get away with what he's doing. But the problem is he's trying to rig the elections before then. And he's using the 2020 election as an excuse to purge ballots and all kind of stuff. But they say right here, he got these anointed leadership. Multiple complaints allege that the commanders told troops that Trump was anointed by Jesus to light the signal fire in Iran to cause Armageddon and mark his return to earth. If Jesus did come back to earth, he gonna get rid of all of their ass.
And so this is the part, just like you just said that, Jay. For the Bible thumpers, I'm gonna need them to read their Bible. Stop having your pastor recite a verse to you. Go read it yourself. Because if he really feel like this is his appointment by God to come and do this, then that means he already gonna know he's gonna lose. Because if you read about it in the book of Revelation, it tells you you're not gonna win this war. There's gonna be another kingdom that's gonna come. The other kingdom is gonna be via Iran, Russia, and China, not you. So if anything, you telling your own fate. So that's not nothing to brag about. Right. You might want to sit this one out.
And all the armies of the world gonna try to go against Jesus when he come, and they're gonna lose. So
exactly. So that's not gonna work.
Right. Especially what they got over there in old Izzy. You know, they already the synagogue of Satan because of what they got going on, and and the stuff, the cleansing and killing of everybody they doing and bombing hospitals and schools and that.
Yep.
Like those are not military targets, you know. They just going straight for. I mean, it's just horrible, man.
Stone crazy. That's going stone crazy.
Yeah, but when they try to quote the Bible, they need to know to read it in entirety, because that's exactly what it says. They're gonna attack false religion, and they're going to destroy that current world power. Who's the current world power? You see what I'm saying? So he's literally telling everybody else he's selling his own fate. You might want to keep quiet, because if you really feel like this is what you're being told by God to do, you should be humbling yourself. You should be changing your behavior. That's the issue right now.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, they claim they call themselves Christians, conservative Christians or whatever, but you sitting over there sending missiles and bombing schools and all that with kids and stuff over there. And I'm like, that's not Christian like last time I checked.
So no.
Exactly.
And then he done bombed the school and killed 51 children right off into the school, and killed the Secret Service members, and turn around and either much bombed it another in his family too.
Hey, I know, right? Here's the thing that's also crazy. I can't think of the man name that just beat Jasmine Crockett in Houston. What's his name?
James Tallarico.
Yeah. So he was posting that Jesus would be there for their neighbor, or he would provide health care, all this stuff. And they call themselves reposting it and mocking him, other Republicans, as if like they showing something or whatever, like he was wrong. Like, what, Jesus would charge them for health care? I don't remember him charging people for miracles. Or,
Exactly.
Right. Passing the collection plate or all these things. Like, they crazy. Like, they can stand.
If anything, Jesus was flipping the table over because y'all was messing over people.
See, you see what I would get with James Tallarico is, I mean, that's why the Republicans went on and rigged the election in Dallas County. That was messing with the votes and made sure Jasmine Crockett don't get over 1,000,000 votes. And then James Tallarico ain't open up his mouth, ain't trying to stop it or nothing. He went on and let them Kenny Paxton step in and stop the Supreme Court from counting in Dallas, Texas. And he is not going to bring no excitement to the Senate, no attitude to the Senate, if he can get enough black votes. And if black votes don't come out in droves and vote for him, I just see him getting a white vote population and the Latino. That's all I can see him without the black votes.
But that's
the thing for Texas. In Texas, honestly, you don't need the black votes. Exactly. It's enough whites and Latinos in Texas where they're going to win, which is what happened with Tallarico. That's the same thing that happens with Abbott every time there's another election.
That's happening everywhere across the U.S.
Exactly.
They don't need the black vote no more. Everybody thought that the Hispanics coming in was to outnumber the whites. No, it's to make the black vote null and void. That's why.
Because he had that attitude like Jasmine Crockett. James Tallarico is not the voice of the people.
Well, but here's the thing. Living here in Texas, and I can attest to this firsthand. Yes, as black people, we do like Jasmine Crockett. I like what she does, especially with them pushing for reproductive rights. I wish people would stop making everything about abortion, because reproductive rights is so many different things. For people who only work in politics and don't work in healthcare, they do not understand the gravity of making poor decisions like that. And it has real world outcomes, because more women die in Harris County from childbirth than they do for open heart surgery. That is a problem. The statistics here, they love to talk about third world countries, but you can pick a third world country and their stats are better there than it is here. You're safer in having a baby in Afghanistan than you are here. Damn. With all the technology. Houston has its own zip code for the medical center. The medical center is that big. It has an entire zip code. It is huge. It makes no sense that we have hospitals literally everywhere, but people are dying. And so it shows you that patients are not being listened to, right? There's a bunch of different issues that we are having here. And it's not because we don't have access to healthcare or technology. It's a mess that is happening. So I appreciate Jasmine Crockett and everyone who has petitioned that to try to get better access to healthcare when it comes to reproductive rights here, especially in relation to saving these women and babies' lives.
No,
But
framed it as killing kids, so
and it's ignorant. It is plain ignorant.
Jasmine Crockett, though, that girl, she busted her ass off. She done got all these Latinos to come out and vote for her, Black people to vote for her, and then she was and she helped that Mexican child in detention center with ISIS.
So here's the part about that crazy though, Steve. She did do that, but you had a lot of Latinos here. We're not talking about Puerto Rican, El Salvadorian, Honduran. We talking about a lot of Mexicans here who not like Jasmine Crockett and say she didn't do anything. And I'm like, did y'all not see what was happening at the border?
That's a lie.
Who is out there helping? But I'm telling you, I live here. I live here. I've seen it. They do not like. It's a lot of them who do not like her.
Well, that's what I was about to say. The real truth of the matter is we need to stop saying Black and brown people and people of color. Just say Black folks, because they don't identify with Black folks. Hispanics,
exactly.
They don't. Yeah, they think they white.
The majority, especially here, like I said, and up north, I didn't have this issue. You see what I'm saying? When I lived in Michigan, I didn't have this problem because it was Detroit versus everybody. Right. Period. Mm-hmm. Black, white, whatever. Because we have a union mindset. It's what's for the people is what we rocking with. So whether you was white, Black, Hispanic, Arab, whatever, we was all cool because we had a common goal. So it was us versus the system, right? And that's the reason why we were able to do the things that we did. But when I came south, in particular the Southwest in Texas, and seeing it here, I had never seen anything like it. Mind you, I have Latinos in my family. The Latinos in my family, yeah, they know they're Latino, but they be like, no, we with y'all.
But are they
when I got
Latinos or these new people in the last 20, 30 years?
What I'm saying is these are ones who, it's a difference. What I'm saying, there versus like what I deal with in my family. The people in my family know their history. Whether they are Black Latino, whether they are mixed race Latino, they understand their history. Yeah, you have a lot of Hispanics here who do not know their history, and they will align themselves with whiteness, thinking that they're going to be perceived as white. And then they have their FAFO minute too, with some stuff pop off because in the beginning of the pandemic, when 45 got in office that time, and he started talking about doing the stuff at the border, right? I had a bunch of Latinos, specifically Mexican Americans that I worked with who, we're about to go to Mexico and go see grandmama. We about to go to Mexico. And I was like, you might want to be easy because they going to be messing with people at the border. Oh, no, we're cool. Oh, that's what you think? I told my manager then, you might want to go ahead and contact the staffing agency or somebody to get some coverage because these people not about to be at work next week. And everybody laughed. They laughed. And then they found out real quick. They ended up being stuck over there for 2.5 weeks.
Right.
Stuck. And my manager was like, how did you know this was going to happen? I'm like, y'all don't read?
Right.
History repeats itself. Nothing is new under the sun. People are people. What we see going on right now in 2026 happened in history before. It would just happen to be 1945. I need y'all to go read a book. If people go and look to see, then they won't get bamboozled every time. But you have people who they want to align themselves with whiteness, and they think that's going to better the situation. And then they get their wake-up call when they realize it's not. And I don't knock people in interracial relationships. You love who you love. To me, hey, I like who like me. But to think, I'm going to go get with someone who's white and it's going to better my life, you playing yourself. Because how many times have we seen that even when cases where Black men get with white women? They think that's going to bring up their social currency. No, it doesn't. It put a target on your back. University of Michigan coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got fired and played in all in 24 hours. You lost everything. Cheating. And cheating with a white woman too.
Well, see,
that's Black folks don't recognize the propaganda that the world that's been told that like that Haitian woman and stuff. They dirty Black Americans, or don't get with a Black American, or this or that. So when Hispanics or whoever come, they don't want to mess with Black Americans because they trying to move up, and they feel like if they align with Black Americans, they gonna fall down. They gonna be worse off. So they don't even want to align with us, not realizing that we know the struggle, we know the truth. But they come here and don't know the truth. For example, when my mom came as a Afro-Latino based person, it was during segregation time. So, they knew better. But now they getting fooled, they getting bamboozled. They thinking everything is
Right.
good except for Black folks. And they see that we always being depicted as the criminals or running around jacking or doing whatever. So they don't want nothing to do with it. And then they all mad that ain't no Black folks out protesting or doing all this stuff now, because we already know what's going to happen. They'll be the first to come shoot at us and say we were violent or this or that or whatever the case. So, but they don't stand. It ain't no Black and brown. Who was that? Plies? Wasn't Plies just asking Hispanics is it a Black or brown thing? And they like, no. So.
Yeah, because like people, I say all the time, when I see people come to me, if it's somebody I don't know, and you come up to me at random and say, don't trust this group of people, I'm looking at you like, why are you so quick to tell me that? Instead of just blindly following what you said. Because when you think of it, there's a reason why a narrative is being ran. And like you said, Jay, there's a commonality of don't trust African Americans, Black Americans. There's a reason why that narrative is ran. Just like they tell people don't trust Haitians. Why? Because Haitians are known for being about that life and protected for what they believe in. So if we have you fighting each other, you too busy being blinded where you don't see who your common enemy is. The common enemy is the person telling you not to trust the other person. But it takes you to get out your environment to see the truth. I've never seen so many think pieces where there are other Americans, specifically Black Americans, who will talk negatively about the Middle East, heavily on UAE. And when we had these cases with everything just, started in the last week with all these different issues with the drone strikes and whatnot going on back and forth. So there were a lot of Americans, even Black Americans, that were stuck in UAE. You had people who were Black Americans living in Houston who were stuck over there, and they were posting saying, hey, this is what's happening. Are we going to be able to get some help to get up out of here? Some were tagging this particular presidential team, cabinet, even tagging Trump himself, saying, help us. And people were laughing. Oh, you think he's going to help you? He's not going to help you. Y'all in Dubai anyway. Y'all are right, laughing at people and not understanding the complexities of it all. I've seen people say, well, you went over there because you was trying to get pooped on. You went over there for all these ridiculous things without understanding what really does happen in Dubai and Abu Dhabi. And I say for people, before you judge another country, put your feet in the sand over there. Try that, because you might be surprised. Because one thing that's for sure, because I've been over there, they actually like Black people over there. They like Black Americans over there. The issue that they have is U.S. white people colonizing, coming and messing with my stuff. That's what they have the issue with. They don't like the policies of coming and disrupting their way of life. That's their issue. But they know Black Americans have nothing to do with that. Because the thing is, their history wasn't whitewashed and watered out like ours was here.
Right.
So they know the history. And so when you go there, you'd be surprised just how kind these people are. I've never been on vacation before out of all the countries I've visited, where when I went to UAE, I ended up coming back with more money than the money I spent. And that's because the people were so hospitable. It was clean over there. And when you have people going over there getting arrested, look and see how they act. If you going over there twerking, this ain't Miami. You can't go over there twerking with your cheeks hanging out. You're going to go to jail. But like how things are in here, they let you get away with that. You need to read and know where you're going before you go over there. But in Dubai, Abu Dhabi, you're going to have you a good time. It's just going to be a clean time. You're not going to be out here cutting the food.
Right.
That's the thing that they stand on. But they do actually like black people. And I do give it to their government for the Americans who were stuck over there because they had to shut down the airports and everything. They had to shut down the flights because of this war that black people don't have nothing to do with.
That's the
At
key
least
right there.
their
Black people
government,
have no power and ain't responsible for these policies in place.
right? So even though this is a war that the folks in Abu Dhabi and Dubai did not cause, they at least compensated the Americans who were over there, made sure they had food. Because people were saying, well, I'm paying for it out of pocket. They were like, no, go ahead and contact the people that you came in with. Go down and talk to the people at whatever resorts you are at. Contact whatever different chambers of command. They're going to make sure you are fed and that you are cared for. How many times people get stuck and stranded here in the U.S. and you don't have people jumping in to help you? Look at what happened at Hurricane Katrina. This the whole thing y'all caused. But y'all wasn't trying to help the black folks that were displaced because of Katrina.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
People have to look at the narrative because they keep looking at the puppet, but they ignoring the puppeteer, the puppet master that's behind them pulling the strings. And that's how you have people fighting each other that shouldn't even be fighting each other.
That's the truth right there.
Like
did y'all see when Lindsey Graham said he about to get rich? Did you see Lindsey Graham?
I ain't see that, but they all been either market manipulating or stealing. This is the most corrupt, probably, government in history of the world. Damn near. I mean, they just looting and stealing and lying about everything and doing. I mean, Lindsey Graham.
But think about it. They I can't even say this is worse. It's just that it's televised. We got the receipts in real time. Because think about it. How you come to a whole nother country, a whole nother continent of people? It's people already here. We already know was black folks already here in this country. There was the indigenous Native American folks already here. You rape, pillage, and kill these people, knock them out the box, and come back and say this your land.
Right.
And then the same people that was already here, you make it a law to put them in slavery for the rest of their life.
And then try to erase that history.
And then try to erase the history, right? Think about it.
Kind of stuff.
Then when people like in Haiti want to go and get their freedom and they outfight you for their freedom, you then make them have to pay you $1 billion to stay free.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's what's kept Haiti broke all this time. They didn't. Yeah, they punish Haiti for that big time. And
they do that anywhere anytime black people have stood up or a marginalized group of people has stood up and said, no more, we are not tolerating this. They've taken federal funding away from those people so they did not have access to the things that they need in order for them to rebuild. And then tarnish the reputation of it. So many times I see people talk about Detroit. Oh, Detroit's horrible. Oh, it's the ghetto. Guess who's moving back to Detroit though? Look and see who buying up property there. They don't look like us. That's not the majority of people that's moving back there. That's what they do to get people to flee so they can come back and take what they want. That's the reason why we have these urban renewals, aka gentrification that's going on. Let me make you think that your place isn't good so that you can give it up so I can come back and take it.
Let me play this clip right here. This dude break it down pretty good. And then I'm gonna talk about BAM before we go. And then that'll be it. But listen to this dude. He break down. I ain't gonna play the whole video because it's 30 minutes. But the first couple minutes, he really break down what's going on and the nature of these people.
West, the Europeans are by far the most animalistic people on earth, truly.
He said the
Europeans and their American children. You need to know this. Like I said, everyone outside the West needs to know this, needs to understand this. And Westerners themselves need to know this about themselves. And actually need to face this fact. They are the most animalistic people in the world. You know how animals in the wild, especially predators, predatory animals, if one of their pack gets wounded or gets old or gets sick, what do? Well, they leave it to die, don't they? If you can't hunt, you're useless to the pack. No one's going to carry you. Well, who does that sound like? They literally used to throw old people off a cliff when they got too old in Europe. Now they just throw them into nursing homes or sedate them or what have you. They literally will just let them lose everything and die homeless in the street. They don't care. Nobody cares.
Damn.
And the moment you're old enough to hunt, okay, predatory animals. With predatory animals, the moment you're old enough to hunt, you're on your own. Go make your own pack. No one's going to take care of you. Well, in the West, they can't wait to get their kids out the house. You're 18. Why are you still under my roof, right? That's their thinking. That's animalistic. And this runs through their whole society. It runs through their whole culture. Their economy is a hunting economy. It's a predatory economy. Acquire resources, seize the prey, take, get yours. Don't worry about anyone else. That's their thinking. Very territorial as well. Very controlling. Always competing. Always fighting. Always trying to obtain dominance. Always laying claim. You know, laying claim to this and that and the other. Claiming their dominion. The United States of America has spread its scent like a predatory animal all the way down to the tip of Chile and Argentina. It's so animalistic, in fact, that they came up with a so-called scientific theory that asserts the idea that human beings are nothing but animals. And that teaches the idea that we can learn about human behavior by studying chimpanzees, by studying gorillas, by studying wolves, and so forth. I mean, once you recognize this about them, you can see it, like I say, running through every aspect of their whole so-called civilization. It's a fundamental, foundational belief that human beings are innately bestial and predatory and selfish and alone. They're coming from a very deep place of contempt for mankind. You're not going to be able to properly analyze anything that involves Westerners if you don't understand this about their collective psyche, about their cultural.
What you think about what he's saying so far? He cooking. I just put the link in here, but he got some real good points, don't he?
Yep.
Especially the difference as far as culture with that, you put the kids out at 18. That's really something that was, when we talk about colonization and changing the thought patterns of the people that are there, the people that you dominate, that's a clear indication of that. Because outside of the US, or really, I would say westernized culture, you don't have that mindset of people. I know for myself, with, you know, having a Caribbean heritage, I didn't come from that kind of family where as soon as your kid turn 18, you put them out the house. That was not the norm. Like, you come from that where you have a multi-generational home. That is how a lot of immigrants, when coming here, you get your money up. Right. Because you're paying a mortgage to one company, all the family members. You get one house big enough. Everybody's in there. And everybody's chipping it. And all the hands are on deck. Everybody's pouring into the pot. And once you get yourself established enough, you get married, have your kids, whatever you're going to go do. But you've been established enough financially where now you can go off and go get you a separate home. But you keep that one home in your family that's now paid for. That way somebody always has somewhere else to go if they have to get back on their feet and all that. You took pride in that. And this is regardless if you were a Caribbean or if you were Asian, whatever, that was the mindset. Now, when you start seeing more and more people adapting this type of mindset that they push on people here in the U.S. saying, oh, you 18, put your kids out. Put them out for what?
Right.
Where they going to go?
They got the kids brainwashed that they can't wait to run away and leave at 18 they damn self.
Yes.
You got to push them out now. They can't wait to turn 18 and run away, even though they're going to struggle, even though they're going to be broke, even though they're going to, because of that, they're going to make one bad decision after another or put themselves in situations they didn't need to, but they can't wait. So they've been told they grown, they got it. And, you know, it's just all messed up, man. But the truth is, the reason they do that is they want another person that they can tax because they out working.
Yeah,
it is. What it is, their parents is not keeping them, letting their kids do what they want to do, and letting them out their sight.
Yeah, but you can't keep and make somebody once they're 18. They can do whatever you want to do, and then what you gonna do? You can't call the police on them. Even if you did, the police are gonna be like, well, they're adult. You can't make them stay. You can't make them do nothing. So
and you can't tell them nothing.
Exactly.
It's like they obeying your rules.
They don't have to if they run away or they decide to leave or do whatever. Then
and they
It
get
is what it
kidnapped,
is.
and your mom and your parents don't know what happened to them.
Or even if that doesn't happen and they just want to act like they grown, because 18, yeah, you're a legal adult, but you're not grown in your
You ain't
mindset,
full grown.
capabilities, right? So a
Right.
lot of times they just open themselves up, like you said, Jay, to things they don't even have to be exposed to. End up with a baby, all kind of different things. So now your life is far more complicated than what it needed to be when you could
Right.
have been in your parents' home, not having to pay rent. The simple thing of having to pay rent.
Yep.
And you're not realizing the bigger picture of what that does for people. And so
Yep.
it makes it harder for you to have yourself established that to be able to be successful financially in the end. It is all a part of design. Because think about it. We come from that generation with our parents being from the baby boomers, that generation of folks, where that's how they ended up having a middle class in this country, especially amongst blacks and Latinos, was having so many people coming from the South up to the North to co-work for those auto jobs, those for the Henry Ford jobs, all those different plant jobs, and or even working for the Board of Education, working for the post office, because
Right.
those were the jobs where you got a pension. So
Yep.
many people put their kids through school, ended up becoming homeowners because of that. And
Yep.
that's how the younger generations, we had far more access to things because our parents had set that foundation because of the access that they had. So
Yep.
make no mistake, why they trying to cut all those jobs now, right? So I remember when 45 was having that dog whistle talking about black jobs and people were laughing. I said, no, pay attention to what he's saying. Because
Mhm.
look at what they're doing. They're trying to privatize the post office now. Because
Yep.
it's one of those few jobs left where people actually get a pension,
Yep. And they
right?
gonna
Trying to
steal all
dismantle
that
the
money
school
from the post
systems.
office. Yep.
Yep.
They gonna steal all that money.
Yeah, look at
Yep.
little man, and she already though gutted the Department of Education, and she sat there and lied about education to the people.
Well, that just showed that was a joke when they put Miss McMahon there. She from a wrestling background. What the hell?
Exactly.
And
That's the
she don't
real
even much
DEI
have the
hire.
experience.
Basically, that was a DEI. But every single appointment that he had is a DEI hire.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
ain't
DEI as in didn't earn it.
exactly. Didn't earn
Right.
nothing. Well, before we
Because
go,
RFK shouldn't be in his seat either. You can't even spell a seat of medicine.
none of them should
I'm
be
telling
there.
you, that was
Not
always been
one.
in Project 25. They want to get rid of school program. They want to cut health care, Medicaid, and Social Security, and they either much want to run people health care insurance up. Too expensive. And
Yeah,
then that was really in Project 25.
right. And then they got
Yep.
$3 billion a day to blow up people, though.
Right.
And yeah, because when Biden was in office, he was trying to cut student loan debt, but the Supreme Court told you ain't got the authority to either much do
Right.
that.
And the reason they did that is because they make a lot of money off of interest on the debt. And
Exactly.
if you cancel that, all of those companies were upset because they can't milk people for interest, which shows they don't give a damn. The whole thing is a Ponzi scheme while they got Elon
Yes.
the stuff calling upon. No, the whole thing is to tell you need to go to school to get an education, only to hope that you don't graduate, or really they don't give a damn either way. They just want you on the books at 18. You can get signed up for all these loans the rest of your life and be paying interest the rest of your life. But if you need a car, you need a cosigner. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. A business loan. You need exactly. And so here's one of the things too that I did learn when traveling to the Middle East.
That
According to their own laws there, charging a person interest is considered haram. That's their cardinal sin. So charging somebody over 1% interest on any business deal or transaction is unlawful. So if you go over there, you need a student loan, you need to get a house, you want a business loan, you want to finance a car. Whatever that cost is what you're paying. Maximum 1% interest. So that's another reason why they got beef with the folks over there. Why they talking down about them? They at least take care of their people. I can give them their respect for that. But what are you doing here? You're bleeding the people off of the interest.
Right. They don't believe in having a bunch of debt either. Like you got to pay
Exactly.
that so you can go to jail.
Yeah, though, because it's just like you got a card note. You got to pay that for the next 5 or 6 years, and you either much got to pay your student loan debt for the next 4 years.
But the
in
whole
college.
thing about America is it's run off of debt, where other countries don't do that. And
Exactly.
like the UAE, that's why a lot of Americans leave their cars or leave everything, because if they can't pay, because you'll go to jail if you can't pay your bills over there. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
But they make it where you can actually make money as opposed to all these other things, right? Because then it's just about being responsible. You know what I
Exactly. That's what
mean?
I'm saying.
Because
If
you
you know
can't
you
then
can go
say,
to
oh,
jail,
the interest is too high, the taxes are too high. You don't pay income tax there.
and if you know you're gonna go to jail, you don't just buy bull that you can't afford.
Exactly.
You know, you're more
Exactly.
responsible for what you do and don't do. And
But and they're not celebrated for ripping folks off. There is an honor system there. Versus here, you have people. I mean, you look at a lot of these different used car salesmen. They sit there looking at you from down the street. Let me see who I'm about to rip off today. But not a care or concern or how it affects people over time.
I saw this video of a used car salesman. He was selling a Porsche to this young dude, and the car was like 120,000. And the dude was trying to put 100,000 down, and he like, nah, you ain't got to do that. Just put 20,000 down and just finance the rest, bro. Like he didn't want to do that. Let him put the 100,000. He could have
Mm-hmm.
financed the 20, but they wanted that interest on that other 100,000, and hope he trick off that rest of that cash and be paying a note where they can make another 20,000 in interest. You know, and
Right.
a lot of people was roasting him in the comments like, this dude ain't worth a damn. This dude tried to put 100,000 down. First of all, the dealer was telling him that ain't enough, and then he didn't realize dude was trying to put 100,000 down. Then he tried to change it up and tell him just put 20 and finance the rest. Which, if you use in a way, that could be good if you put 20, and then if he used the rest of that money to then build a business or flip it or do whatever, then fine. But if he had more money and he just wanted to do that because he didn't want to be having the old 100 grand, what's the problem? But the dealer won't get that financing, bump. And
Mm-hmm.
so, because a lot of these car dealerships, because they don't allow you to buy a car direct from manufacturer, you got to go to the middleman with your dealers. They make their money basically as financing locations.
Exactly.
Yeah, that just happen to have a car attached to it, but they whole game is loans.
Right.
So
Yep. And that's the part about it that's so corrupt because they're often when people come into those spaces, you don't know what's going on with their life, their level of desperation, complication of circumstances, etc. The average person going to buy a car doesn't have $100,000 sitting on the side. You know what I mean? The average person is a single mom, single dad, college student, whatever, recent graduate, whoever, right? Trying to get a piece of transportation so they can make ends meet. Not for them to be trying to flex around in a new vehicle. They simply are trying to get from point A to point B reliably. And you see these people come in there with every intention on how I can scam today. What's going to benefit me and line my pocket the most, even at the expense of the consumer. And that's the part about it that is so disgusting that happens here. And so like I said, I can respect a lot of different things that I saw when traveling to the Middle East and how there's a level of code that people operate by when it comes to their business and then trying to do things the right way in how they treat their consumers. Because American greed is out of control. But look at how many seasons of that TV show we have. Where you have people who come in and scam people every step of the way, and they think that is cool.
Yep. It all really went out of control when the GE CEO, Jack Welch, decided to sell off everything that GE owned and basically finance stuff and make money off of the interest and lay off people. Now GE doesn't make as much stuff as it used to. This was a great company at one time that made all kind of stuff. Now it's all about having other companies make it or countries make the stuff, and they finance it all and sell it and stuff. And it's everybody else followed that model And now America don't manufacture and make that much stuff. We gotta sell it and finance it, and all the companies make money off of that. And that's all from the Reaganomics and all of that. And it's just a big downward spiral, because the one thing about Henry Ford is that he knew if he could pay his workers a good wage, then he can actually have a bigger customer base, because it's more people that can afford to buy his cars now. You know,
Exactly.
but
And
yeah,
then there were other things that he did too as a good businessman, like building one of the first integrated hospitals in the country. Because just like he has the auto, he has the hospitals as well. Because these were the same black folks who were working for him who could not go to a hospital elsewhere for care.
plus
So
he
him
knew if
having
workers were healthy, he could keep his workers longer. You know,
exactly.
he did the 8-hour work day because he knew if people could work more in the shifts and they can be happy, they can, spend more, be loyal, all of that. There's a lot of things he did. I'm not saying he is perfect, because there's some blemishes there
Right.
too. But he was a better business person. He actually went to court because the investors were mad that he was paying people more and this and that. And this is a court case he lost because they said the primary responsibility of a company is to provide a return on investment to investors, which is why now companies are always trying to do for the shareholders first instead of reinvesting in the company and doing for the workers first. And he
Hmm.
wanted to do for the workers first because he looked at shareholders as people that just want to make money off of doing nothing. They ain't working, they ain't
Hmm.
doing nothing because they put a little money in. Now they deserve to tell how the company should be ran, or how much money they should get or earn, or people should get paid. I mean, it has gotten a little out of hand with that. And, back then, that's why Detroit was probably the richest, well, it was the richest place on earth, because they were paying people the right amount of money, which then built all the wealth up for the whole city. And then
Hmm.
outwards. And once they took away all the manufacturing, stopped paying people and this and that, everything dried up. And as they did that with every company across the country, it crushed everything from the Rust Belt to everything, because we don't make
Hmm.
no more. If you only finance and stuff, then only Wall Street is really making money, and there's nothing to
Hmm.
reinvest back into companies. There's nothing to reinvest into the workers. Pretty soon, you'll run out of workers to buy your products.
Hmm.
You got nothing to sell to nobody because they all broke and strapped. Who can buy your stuff? Who can go to your
Yep.
restaurants? Who can support your businesses?
Yep. It's like
Crazy.
we live in a society where people, it's like they have I would call it like a short shelf life. It's like a crash and burn mentality. Let me get rich for 5 years, and then whatever happens after that, let all hell break loose. I'm probably not even gonna live to make it to 5 years. Oh well, who I hurt.
Mhm.
Instead of before, people had more pride in what they did and have a sustainability. It's like as a businesswoman, even myself, like I much rather have my business be able to be sustainable for years to come, to be able to make effective change and help the people that I employ versus let me get all I can get right now and then I don't have anything to stand for in five to
And you
ten
got the
years.
old school view, because back then a business owner didn't make a million times more. I'm just saying that, hyperbolic, but they didn't
Hmm.
make that much more than their employees. They actually lived in the neighborhoods. They may have made a nice amount more than their employees, 100 times more, or whatever, but they still wanted to build a business where their kids could run it, where their family can still
Hmm.
have a job forever. Now they want to make so much money that they are far removed from the workers. They don't even want to see them. Their kids don't go near the companies or work it. And they want to extract as much wealth as possible and cash out, like you said, before it all crumbles. And to hell with the workers or everybody else. And it's
Yeah,
not sustainable. It's bad for everybody, because that's why they got to live in underground bunkers. I wouldn't want to
exactly.
yeah, I wouldn't want to make that much money that my end goal is now I live in an underground bunker. What?
Or make that many enemies for yourself where you got to go live in an underground bunker because people gonna have smoke for you because you didn't do right by
Facts. All right. this is the last story of the night. We'll go on a little lighter note, but to some it may not be that light. Bam Adebayo, he's a decent player in the NBA. He an all-star, but he just dropped 83 points, surpassing Kobe Bryant's record of 81. This is a man that's never scored more than 41 points before in the NBA. The reason a lot of people giving him heat is because they were up by 20 or 30 points and they left him in the game to still keep scoring so that he can break the record. And it was against a weak team on a 9-game losing streak, the Washington Wizards, and the Miami Heat is kind of a weak team. He shot
they're a mediocre team,
free
though.
throws. He shot 40-something free throws. Like, what? Go ahead,
I mean,
Steve.
yeah, because they ain't got no stars on the team. Ever since Jimmy Butler got traded from the Golden State, from Miami to Golden State, that team either much went mediocre.
Very mediocre. He the last decent player on the team.
He
made 36 free throws, an NBA record out of 43 attempts. First of all, the whole Washington Wizards only had 29 free throw attempts. This man by himself had 43 free throws, made 36 of them. He took all the damn shots for the team, and yeah, he scored 83 points and beat Kobe, but when Kobe did it, it was a game. He was still playing to win. It was back and forth, neck and neck. He was playing with 9 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, and they were up by 20.
Damn.
That's just stat pattern. And then his response was, everybody that's hating on him are couch coaches, and we just ain't that good, and we wish we could have did this or that. I mean, I just think that that's showing the NBA is kind of weak now, man. And if you look at the footage of this game, he was wide open. Like, nobody was sticking D. He was shooting wide open threes. He was just scoring. They were fouling the opponents so that they can get the ball back and give it to him so he can score. I mean, it just seemed manufactured and cheap. I mean, that's my opinion. I mean, I guess I'm a couch coach, I guess, but I mean, it was corny to me. And the NBA is going downhill, man. And it's not because of this. It's because they shoot too many threes. There's no defense being played. These players are soft as baby poop. They do all this damn what is it, game management. I mean, it's just a lot of things. All the stuff that's going on in the NBA with the gambling. And I ain't even talking about the players. I'm talking about being associated with the DraftKings and all of that stuff.
Yeah, though, because I'm talking about every year they got to do the #1 draft lottery pick. Whoever wins the ping pongs, who get the #1 pick. That's stupid, though, because the NBA draft lottery is rigged too.
Well, that is rigged. They won't do it in public. They do it
the NFL, though, you don't got to do the draft lottery, but you got to tank in the NFL to get the #1 pick.
Well, that's what they doing in the NBA also, which the DraftKings is the gambling site. And they told the NBA that they got to stop letting teams tank because they were sitting too many players and not letting them play. And so people would find which teams are going to tank. It was obvious, the Pacers and Washington or somebody, Utah. And so they put the under. Everybody bet that this player won't score this much. And everybody made a bunch of money because they sitting the players in the second half. And so the draft, DraftKings, the gambling site, got on the NBA, and the NBA made a correction immediately. So the NBA is owned by the gambling companies pretty much now. And this is something that all sports used to stay away from, was gambling. Now they're all owned by the gambling sites. They all in their pocket. When you look at ESPN, they telling you what the odds are in real time and all this gambling stuff and parlays. And it's just trash, man. I just like play NBA 2K, but that's about it.
Dude, if I play NBA 2K, man, I'm just gonna put all W's and some losses up.
B, what's your thoughts on what's going on with some of this? I know you probably ain't following basketball like that. I don't follow I
But
actually ain't
I'm talking about,
watched a basketball
I
game
ain't
in a
checking
long
out
time.
basketball like that. I be doing other things. So
Look at you. I
because
ain't
with
watched really no sports
with
game in completion in a
yeah, with the
long
Miami
time.
Heat, they a mediocre basketball team because they ain't got no creators, no playmakers on the floor, and they
Bam is
showed
not as good
definitely.
as Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard was better. Bam can shoot better than Dwight Howard ever
Yeah,
could.
I ain't like the Dwight Howard game, man, because I remember when the Dwight Howard signed here back in 2013, he got paid $88 million with the Rockets. This dude can't even much make a free throw.
Well, he couldn't make a free throw, but James Harden didn't want to give him the ball in the paint.
James Harden is selfish to get a ball up. Anybody who played him, he did that with Chris Paul. He done did that with somebody else. He was on this team. Because this dude want to be a ball hog or want to play one-on-one basketball, but when it's time to get to the playoff, they end up choking.
Because he don't play defense, which is the
Yeah,
problem.
every team he quit on us in the Western Conference Finals when we were playing against Golden State in 2015.
That's the best he could ever do as a leading man. Plus, he not big enough, but he don't play defense either. That's the problem with a lot of these NBA supposed stars today. They don't play defense. Defense win championship. That's what made.
That's what Kobe Bryant used to say. You don't never win with offense. You win with defense. I remember Kobe Bryant said that when he was alive. Because either much with James Harden, though, you put all these players around him and still couldn't either much get past the Golden State Warriors. You lost to him in 2015, 16, 17, and 18. And then he quit on the San Antonio Spurs, and they end up firing Mike D'Antoni. Look, Mike D'Antoni only care about running offense. He don't care about defense. He just don't. That's all his offensive style is about running up and down the court, shooting a lot of threes. And he did the same thing in Phoenix when he had Steve Nash and Byron Stoudemire and Leandro Barbosa. He did that in Phoenix.
Yeah. Let me hear from B right quick before we get ready to go. B, what you think about? You watch sports or any of this now or what? What you think?
I don't keep up with none of that stuff. I just the funny part is now I will watch like the sports like commentary like the Sports Center, like ESPN highlights. But I watch it for the men's attire. Don't judge me. I watch it to see what they're wearing. Cause yeah, whether it's NBA or like NFL, I watch to see what they're wearing. Cause some of them they need a stylist. So that's the reason why I watch. But I can tell Ryan Clark he got Jay Bolin on the team because he out here dressing. He dressing. So he killing him. He killing him right now. He dresses very well. Him and Nate Burrow, they both dress well. But yeah, I usually don't keep up as far as the scoring and stuff going on the court and all that. I don't keep up with none of that foolishness. I remember people saying like they thought like the mob had something to do with it, like with the gambling that was happening. And I think we're seeing those type of cases more and more. Like I did see like on the news where I think even Chauncey Billups was one of the people that was caught up in it, in the gambling that was going on. So then it makes you wonder, like, what game is real? Are people going to blow a game just for the sake of trying to win these bets because they don't want no smoke with these people?
But the Chauncey Billups thing was them playing cards, and they had like a table that you can see the cards on the table. It was like a see-through table or something. It was like having private games and stuff. It wasn't betting on the basketball games on the court though. They tried to they lumped it in with that, but it wasn't that. And then on the separate note, what you think about Stephen A running for president?
Oh Lord. No,
Five head.
Man.
Five head. No. I do not like him. No, thank you, sir. Go sit down.
Because I don't like the way how he started attacking Jasmine Crockett, and then turn around and attack Jordan Reed. So he don't have no respect for black women because his audience is white audience. That's what he got because he friends with Sean Hannity on Fox, and he's a MAGA.
Yeah, he just I don't care for him. He too old to be that goofy to be talking crazy like that.
He
Like
definitely.
he don't his face does not match his ego. He need to calm down.
Mm-hmm. I got somebody new trying to come in here, Tyler Runinsky. What's up, Tyler? I already knew it was gonna be something.
Don't
say
start
it's a real person.
So
you gotta do him like Kendra G. Like, hold on, let me see your pull up your camera. Let me see your phone to make sure it's a real person and not one of these crazy bots.
I mean, Jay already know who I am on camera, so.
Oh yes, we definitely know who you are, Steve. You keep us entertained.
Yeah, when people try to do that, I already got the button ready to pull it off of them. So that's gonna happen. You got a half a second to do something, and
right.
I see something, it's off. You off. So somebody had a little butthole bent over on here earlier. I'm like,
so you ain't see that trade when James Harden got traded to Cleveland?
Did I see what? Oh yeah, I saw that. James Harden.
Dude, they ain't winning a damn thing with James Harden. He gonna quit on them too, like he did in Philly, the Rockets, and the Brooklyn Nets. So he don't have the kind of heart to either much win a championship with.
That's because he too busy turning up. I'm telling you, he had a time here in Houston.
Yeah.
And he don't even much want to change his game and don't want to play defense on the other side of the ball. Him and Westbrook, they just want to be a ball hog and shoot 31 jump shots from the perimeter.
Well, that ain't part of the problem. If you look at this one thing, they got you can Google like James Harden. He got like wherever it's a city with really good strip clubs, he got a poor performance record. Like somebody did a little investigation and put it together. Whatever city got good strip clubs, he gonna have a bad game.
Really? Okay, that makes sense. Because he partied a lot down here.
And he got a lot of money when he was in Houston, so he probably was living up hard. Plus, he
had a restaurant too. He had a restaurant down here too.
Okay. He went to Arizona State, which for those that know, that's like a party school. It play basketball, whatever, but it's and sports, but it's known as a party school. Now, I mean, if you an athlete, I'm not saying you should have went to Harvard or whatever, but you went to one of the biggest known party schools in the country. So he probably got partying in his blood, which, hey, I ain't mad at you, but you got to do your job too, you know.
Right.
Well, I'm about to wrap it up, y'all, but I appreciate y'all for coming through and encouraging Warrior. You dipped out on me again. Didn't even say bye. I know you had the echo going on, but you got to get on your computer, your laptop next time. But B and Steve, man, I appreciate y'all for coming through. And
right, all the time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Who else? What's good? Appreciate you coming through. All y'all weirdos, man. Don't even try it, man. It's all good.
Yeah, you know we don't do that over here.
No.
Right.
Thanks for the super chat, bro. Appreciate it. And everybody watching on the replay, appreciate y'all for coming through. And you know, I do it for my people, you know. I ain't one of those channels that trying to make a lot of money and stuff, you know. But if people are, I ain't hating, go for it. You know, I did try to do a lot, and it's a lot of work. I can't really put 12 hours into YouTube a day no more. That's just a lot of work. It was hard on my body. I was breaking down, sitting up all that time and editing and doing all that stuff. It was killing me. But I do like talk with my people and stuff, so I'm glad I never got into this as, you know, for money, because I'd be in a bad situation. But I do like it, and I still keep doing it, but I can only do but so much. So I do have some things I can do to help with the editing, but everything costs a lot of money nowadays and things. It's a few things that I can do that's not as expensive, but it add up and things. So I don't know. I got some things I got planned that's working out. So we'll see. We'll see what I could do. Who knows what the future holds, you know? So maybe I'll get me an assistant after these couple things work out that I got going on, and then who knows, I'll be able to film a little bit more things and have some fun. So we'll see how it go. But in the meantime, you know, hope everybody is safe and blessed out there, and you know, don't have no problems at the gas station like I did. This dude, he could have been mad. He got to pay for some gas. He had his old penciled in, drawn in beard.
Man, you gotta watch them
For real. He was
because you
mean.
don't know if these people gonna be trying to approach you.
Hey, for real. I was about to get my lead sandwich, man. Y'all would have saw me on the news. I ain't want to do that, but I'll be damned if he about to my door pull me out or something, or try something like, dude, you know you didn't fucked up, right? I ain't about to be your victim now. You can take your old penciled in ass face on up out of here. Might be a whole pencil outline around your body. Straight up. And what's so funny is the girls at the gas station was like, don't be worried about him. He always mad. He probably mad because his beard penciled in. I'm like, damn, y'all hard, boy. I like it. So.
Oh man.
Yeah, I know, right? Just call it a
Because
wrap.
them people down there must be talking country where you at.
I know. They actually ain't that country, or maybe I'm getting used to it. It's wearing off on me. I've been here too damn long. But it's pretty good. I saw this homeless man when I was coming from Arby's the other day, and it was a white guy, and he was cool. He was talking about my car. He like, man, what with that car? I'm like, man, you know, I try to do what I can, but you know, he was like, man, what can I do? I'm like, man, you know, I go to this church over there. You start going to church, man. And you know, he actually had some funny things he was saying. I'm like, you know what? Why don't you use your phone and get on YouTube or TikTok or something, start saying your little funny stuff? He like, man, I'm about to get a charger now. Yeah. So who knows? Maybe we'll see this dude, homeless white dude, making some funny videos. So anyway. All right, y'all. Everybody be safe out there. Be ready for World War III, unfortunately. And you know, get in with where you can and with the Lord, I guess, because whew, there's some crazy times coming up. Unless you want to live in a bunker. So anyway. All right, y'all. Y'all have a good weekend. I'm gonna try to come back on Sunday. We'll see what's up. And you know,
hopefully Crafty will be able to tap in.
Hey, for real. But I ain't seen Crafty in a minute, so she need to come on through.
She been chilling.
Mm-hmm. Don't be shy. All right, y'all.
Peace.
Peace.
Bye, y'all.
Bye-bye. Everybody, be safe.